Hey, welcome back to the episode of Instagram Podcast. I'm your host, Swan. As always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey, bud.
How you doing, man?
Since last week, I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. I was sick. I'm well now. I guess you went through something similar.
Yes, I also got sick. I would say I am well now also.
And nobody got COVID. So in celebration of that, this is our New Year's special. And we're going to go ahead and wrap up all the fall anime that we watched this year.
Yes.
So we've got like a good 10 or so, 12, 13, 38 shows to talk about.
We do not have
So we don't have 38 shows, but we have somewhere in between that and 10.
Right, yeah. So, well, for people who've been around, these usually last a little bit longer. This one might not last super long. We might just kind of knock them out the park.
And why is that?
Because I have things to do.
All right.
And I'm hungry. And okay. I hate this. I fucking hate this. I quit. That's the pod.
No. Thank you guys for sticking around for 4 years. It's been a good
We're
run.
no longer friends. It's the big news. Oh, actually, before we get too far into the podcast, Trip did start our conversation with saying, I am going to Anime Betray You 2020. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. And my brain has been trying to figure it out this whole time. And he's had this stupid fucking smile on his face. And he won't even give me a hint.
All right.
So at some point,
Anime Betrayal?
At some point during the podcast, I will be betrayed. I just want to make that clear.
Let's do it right now.
All right. Fucking betray me, my guy.
How was your Christmas?
It's good. Christmas was fine. Okay. How was your Christmas?
Is that it? Chill, man. No, that wasn't exactly my betrayal. It was pretty good. I went and met up with my dad for a couple hours. We hung out outside, so it was like nice and safe and chill and
cool.
Far apart masks the whole time. I was way about it because I haven't seen my dad in a long time. I haven't seen like anyone in a long time, so it was pretty cool. He hooked me up with like all of the Avatar books, which is nice. Dope as fuck. And there's an extra book that I have that you might be interested in. I don't know what order the comics are in, though. Okay. So I don't know. I can't tell you which one it is because I don't have it in front of me. But it's one of them, and I'm going to give it to you if you don't require any of the other ones. Okay. If you do require the other ones, I'll give it to you when you decide you want to read the other one.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Anyways. He also got me a backlight system for my TV, which was insanely cool. Because I told him, of course, that I wanted the Avatar stuff. Because he always wants to buy me shit for Christmas, which is super dope. But backlight system for my TV, which was a huge surprise. I'm way into them. I've been about them for a long time. But when I looked it up like 3 or 4 years ago, because I was going to get him one, you had to connect it to your computer and do a whole bunch of bullshit. And I was just like, it's too much work. Let's not do that. Well, it turns out that Hugh made a really good Hugh Phillips made a really good backlight system for your TV. So now when I'm watching movies, playing games, all that stuff, the like little corona around my TV, the lights change colors to match what is on what side. So like on this screen right now, on the right side, you would see some like purplish blue hues. And then over on your side, it would be like a lot more white on the back of the TV. So it's like shining on the wall. It's dope. It's cool. I'm super all about it. And then Sierra came and dropped off dinner for me, which was so nice because like I'm just stuck at home and I'm not going to make myself like a nice little dinner thing.
Yes.
So yeah, she made me some prime rib along with other people, and it was delicious. And thank you so much, Sierra, because I don't think I said it yet. I was waiting to say it.
I'll let her know.
On the podcast. She's gonna listen. She likes me. She likes to hear my voice. She's gonna listen to this part.
I don't know if she listens to the pod anymore. To be fair, she listens to the podcast a lot when she's working and she's like drive places. But this has been a very non-driving places kind of year for her. So when she was driving up to Vegas, she's like, "I've got like 40 episodes backlogged of this podcast I've listened to all the time." I go, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, and I got 20 of this episode." And like, I was like,
"God damn,
what are you doing, guy?" So
what is she doing?
Maybe she'll get around to it. January next year of 2022, maybe. I don't know when she'll get around to it.
Yeah. Well, she also dropped off your Christmas present to me, which is the a figure of the main character of Laid Back Camp, which is a show I've never seen before.
Yes.
So I had to watch all of it because I ain't no fucking poser. And that's one of the worst figures I've ever gotten because I don't care about this. I'm 10 episodes out of 12, and I don't give a fuck about the show. But it's a cute goddamn figure.
To be fair, Sierra was pretty adamant that you did watch that show and you liked that show, and I was like, okay, sure.
I figured this happened, but you talk to me, and every time we do news, it's like, so that's cool for the people that like that show. It's never like, I'm fucking stoked, because I always say I'm fucking stoked when I'm fucking stoked. Okay.
Yeah, but I also don't remember anything. How am I supposed to remember?
You don't remember. She's supposed to remember stuff, and if she's adamant that I like... Anyways.
She's like, yeah, Trip likes the show. I was like, okay, cool. I mean...
Cute figure, but now I feel like the biggest poser of all time. And I wasn't that cool to begin with, so...
Yeah. So, is this the betrayal? You can get rid of the thing if you want.
I'm never going to get rid of it. I'm going to tell people every time that they see my figures, instead of pointing out the ones that I really like and being like, this was cool because I got it at this little area where they only sold discontinued figures, and it's a specific scene from... No, I'm going to be like, yeah, my friends thought they cared about me, but they didn't. They didn't.
Is that it? Was that what the thing was?
Yeah, that's the betrayal. I just wanted to call you out on the show.
Oh, I betrayed you. I thought you okay.
You betrayed me, and I'm betraying you by not telling you why I'm mad until we get into the fucking show.
Yeah. Most people, if they don't like a gift, they just go, cool, thank you, it's really sweet of you, and then they don't put it up like a normal person.
Yeah. So I put it up. I watched 10 episodes of the show after that.
You don't.
And then I was like, I'm calling this motherfucker out. I am calling him out. I know.
I don't
Anime Betrayal 2020. Okay, listen, man. I actually was super stoked about the figure.
You're like, oh, nice.
Because
figure.
I was like, this gives me an incentive to actually watch the show.
And you hate the show.
And I'm so bored.
But have you tried Laid Back Camp season 2 though?
It's not out yet. I can't try it.
Maybe that's good. You don't know.
If you go onto Crunchyroll and you look at it and you're like, Chris doesn't know what he's talking about. There are 2 seasons. There's like a whole season of live action. The people that play the characters like talking.
Whoa,
I don't know what the fuck it is.
We should review that. Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, I'm like, but it says that's season 1, and I'm like, fuck you. No, it's not. Why? What?
I guess I won't tell Sierra that you said thank you for the dinner. I'll just tell her to listen to the pod. I really don't want to be.
I need her to be called out right now. Sierra, I appreciate the fuck out of you, but god damn it, I don't know what possessed you to think that I enjoyed this show.
It does seem like a show you would watch and like. It's got all the shit you like in it. Girls doing dumb, cute shit.
Yeah, and then when you get into all the shows with girls doing dumb, cute shit, there's usually another layer there that really keeps me going, and this was just like, what if we just camped? Look at that, it's Mount Fuji. Oh, look at that, it's Mount Fuji. There's clouds around Mount Fuji. We can't see the top. That sucks.
I only watched the one episode
it cleared up. It's Mount Fuji.
So I don't know what the problem is. Looks like a great gift. Most people would be happy. Most people would just say thank you. And then just never put it up. I don't go to your house anyways. Just fucking hide it. I don't give a shit.
Whoa.
Merry Christmas, asshole.
This is a gift that one of my best friends of all time put in a lot of effort when, I guess you know Chris better than I do. I do a podcast with them every week, but you know him a little bit better than I do.
I was like, sure, fucking get him the thing. I don't know.
Yeah, Juan's input was, instead of being like, let's get a thoughtful gift, was just like, sure, fuck it.
We get you a figure every year, I think. Don't we? Was like, hey, here's a
figure. And usually it's not a sure fuck it figure like this one was.
I think the issue we had too was there were a lot of figures we did want to get you, but a lot of them were pre-orders for like next year. It's like, why is it always for next year? It's
such a pain in the ass every single time. And if you don't get it on pre-order, you're probably not going to ever see that figure again. It's not going to exist. It won't be existing for like regular sale unless you go to a convention or something or buy it off of eBay, which is bullshit.
Not worth it. Yeah, no, I think that was
figure buying is a bunch of baloney.
I was like, this is sick. It's pre-ordered till like February. This one's sick. It's pre-ordered till June. I was like, well, it's not going to work for Christmas.
No.
And I was like,
your head was totally in the right space, though. I probably
thanks for the blankets. Trip's got us blankets. They're really nice blankets.
I probably would really, really enjoy this show if I hadn't seen so many other shows that were pretty similar to it, that had more depth. Because that's really the thing that I think that Laid Back Camp was lacking. And the whole time I'm watching it, and I'm like, my feelings on all of these characters haven't changed at all. I haven't like fallen more in love with the people that they're trying to represent. I haven't done anything that's made me like laugh more. I haven't appreciated any of their personalities more than at first when I first met them, which I loved them at first. And then you can't do anything more with that. I'm just like, these are all sweet people that should be hanging out together. But I didn't learn anything about their past that made me go like, oh, interesting backstory, interesting stuff. K-On!, you learn so much about like all their families and home lives and such cool shit. The most depth that you get in this show is there's a teacher that also was camping once, and she was drunk and causing a big old ruckus. And they came by and were like, here, we made some food, we made extra, you can have some. They're like, here, take our extra food. Ignore my drunk sister. That's actually their teacher, but they didn't know it because she was drunk and had glasses on, or something like that. That's the most depth that the show got, which wasn't doing it for me.
Well, I guess all that being said, you're welcome for your gift. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
I hope you're excited for Anime Betrayal 2021. So
let's keep it going, man. Every year, just get me a new figure to a show that I don't know about.
Like. Yeah. No, we can make it happen. Don't even say anything. I got you.
That's what I'm talking about.
I got you.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm glad I understood exactly what the problem was.
Every year, I will call you out exactly the same way.
Okay. All right. What else you got to say, you fucking ungrateful piece of shit? What else?
Not a lot, man. This past week's been pretty chill. I finally beat Bug Snacks, so that was an enjoyable time.
Congratulations. What was the Bug Snack? Was it a monster? Or was it you the whole time?
Bug Snacks spoilers for the next like 20 seconds. Bug snacks are parasites that try to take over your body and turn you into an amalgamation that's actually a giant island. So their whole goal is to take over your mind and eat your body. Good
job, man. That's pretty succinct. That'd make a great anime.
Yeah, it was really rad. One of my favorite parts in the game is that there's this couple named Snorpy and Chandlo. Chandlo's this ripped ass motherfucker, and Snorpy is this nerdy ass motherfucker. So he makes all kinds of like technology devices and stuff, and then Chandlo just goes around and he's ripping stuff out of the ground and punching rocks, you know, like cool guys do.
The way you do, yeah.
Yeah. And the whole time they're like talking about how much they care about each other, and Chandlo wants to be as ripped as possible so he could always protect Snorpy, and Snorpy wants to be able to admit his feelings to Chandlo, but he's too shy to do that and whatnot. And you finally like get to the point where, well, Chandlo's still jacked as fuck, so like you're gonna be fine. Don't even worry about it, Snorpy. But then Snorpy comes to realize that he can do this. He could tell Chandlo how he feels. And he's just like, Chandlo, I love you, and I want to be your boyfriend. I want you to be my boyfriend. And Chandlo's like, oh,
yo, I'm not like that, dude.
Snorpy, we've been dating for 6 years. She's like,
oh,
what?
Wow.
Yeah, you remember that time we made out on the Ferris wheel, and then we were making out with each other, and I asked if you wanted to move in with me, and then we moved in together. She's like, yeah, but I thought we were just roommates with benefits. Just the whole time. I love it, man. Took 6 years.
I like how you said, spoilers for 20 seconds, and then you just like went off. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Cool.
Spoilers was just the
spoilers.
The thing that I said.
No, dude, Chandlo and Snorpy dating, huge spoilers. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, when you meet him, you meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Got to come away by saying that my favorite bug snack was Scoopy Banoopy. Gotta shout out Scoopy Banoopy real quick. He was a cool motherfucker.
Rest in peace.
Pun intended. Scooby Banoopy's not dead. He's a bug snack.
Fucking whatever. He can rest wherever he wants.
All right, that's true. Yeah, he can. Mm-hmm. He can. Except for in fire. That's how you catch him. Let's see. I haven't done much else. I played a decent amount of Fall Guys this past week. A little bit of Monster Hunter. Just chilling. Just having a good time. And played a little bit more Cyberpunk to get to the point where I actually finished the prologue of the game.
Oh, cool. You started playing the actual game.
It is so fucking rad. The story is just like the most rad shit you could imagine. And then it introduces Keanu Reeves' character, and you're just like, God damn it, he is so rad. And I can't tell you why on the podcast. I feel like those kinds of spoilers are so substantial. But if you want to know, stick around after the podcast, and I will for sure tell you guys. Which, whatever. You can only see that if you're on Twitch, I guess. Yeah, and then played a bunch of Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia, dude, it's still incredible. Just, it's always fun. It's always a good time. And I watched Freaky, that movie that came out. Oh, dude,
I wanted to watch that. That came out, huh?
Yeah, it came out on December 13th, Friday the 13th.
Fuck, I know what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah, it cost a lot to rent. It was $20. And here's the thing, Juan. I went ahead and did this so that other people don't have to, because $20 is steep.
It is.
It's not worth $20.
Whoa, it's worth $25?
Wait until it goes on like rental for $4 or whatever on Amazon. Solid movie for $4, not worth the $20.
I hear what you're saying. I'll probably spend those $20 because I really want to watch a new movie.
Oh, I know. But here's where I tell you, you should go and watch Soul instead.
I already watched Soul.
Oh, isn't it good, man? It was such a good movie.
I like the way it looks a lot. Honestly, I think the animation is solid. A lot of visual effects are solid. I didn't think the story was like the best though. Like it was
a lot more introspective. I really liked their take on life and the soul and the discussions that it creates. But it doesn't put a heavy emphasis on that. It's all like very lightly sprinkled on top of everything. Aside from the like, you got to find that spark of life thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I really like.
I don't want to talk about it too much and give like spoilers for the.
Here's the spoilers. Here's how Souls ends.
Okay.
I really liked all the stuff that they did, like the afterlife. I thought that was like really fun. And that really felt like Pixar movie, you know, like that vibe. And then when they kind of were on Earth, I was like, this doesn't feel as Pixar-y to me. And I just didn't like the main character that much. I don't know. I like the movie. I say it's a good movie for sure. But I really like the way it looks. It just didn't give me like super huge Pixar vibes. It was like it was different, but it was still good.
Yeah, I liked the discussion more, more than anything. Where like there's a movie like WALL-E, and it very much jams it down your throat. Like, hey, we're destroying this world. Like, we need to do something about it. Everyone's becoming like a piece of shit. That's the whole plot of WALL-E, on top of the love story that it is. But it's got such sweet, cute characters that don't talk, and it was so creative and so like robust and full of new ideas and old ideas like coming together. WALL-E was fantastic. And then you go to something like Soul, where it's not about it. It has good characters. Main character was not the kind of main character that you would expect in Pixar movies. It's like if you watch Up and the like grumpy old man isn't also the guy from the beginning of the movie. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. I mean, no, you know, I'm not shitting on Soul. Like it's Pixar. It was still fucking great. It just, it was incredible. I think I like other Pixar movies more. Yeah. This is also better than other Pixar movies. I mean, I'm not gonna make a fucking like a list right here. I don't got fucking time for that. But yeah, I'm glad
Cars
I watched
3,
it.
Cars 2, Cars 1, and then all of the other are down in F tier.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. But yeah, I was able to watch that. I was really excited for it to come out. I did a really good job of not spoiling anything. I think I saw the teaser trailer, which was like nothing. And then
it was just him like dying.
Yeah. Like, and then I got the gig. And it's like, okay, cool. And then he falls in the hole, and he's just like, what the fuck's going on? I was like, that's all I really knew about it.
Me
so
too.
I'm glad I didn't like spoil it for me. And there's some really good voices in it. I think one of my favorite characters was Terry, the dude that had to make the count right. I really liked the way he sounded and like his whole vibe. Is a girl. Her name's Rachel something. I was like, dude, props on her. Fucking killed it.
And Jerry was good. So was
all
Jerry.
The Jerrys were good. Yeah,
I like Jerry a lot.
Yeah, not the other. That one Jerry kind of sucked, but that Jerry, great Jerry.
The hell joke landed hard.
Oh yeah, that's pretty funny. What else was really? I liked when 22 met a bunch of just people from the past. Whenever we saw other people's souls, like that is the mentors. That was really good.
The spiritual journeys that people go on in real life in order to reach that extra plane of existence.
I really liked that there's a reason why the New York Knicks suck so bad. Like,
my god, I laughed so hard.
That was fucking chef's kiss. It was so good.
And then, of course, there are those little jokes about like the different areas where souls like get parts of their personality or whatever, and they're like, let's just give them a bunch of anxiety. Go over there. Just fucking 12 of you go to that one. You know what? The other 12 too.
One of the good lines was like, if 5 of you go there, and then 12 of you go to like the self-absorbed place. And then she goes like, we really got to stop sending people there. And I was just like, yeah, you really should.
Yeah, it was solid.
It was good stuff though.
It had that little like commentary on real people, and I really appreciated that. I also really liked the passion that they had behind the music. I thought that was cool. But I also didn't, despite them really amping it up and really showing like, oh yeah, people like get so into music and it raises them to like a different level of like whatever, and people could do that with any kind of activity. It could raise you to that kind of level where you're just in the zone. And I was like, I'm not really feeling it with the music. I'm not feeling that zone, but like, and I'm a pretty big music guy myself. But it definitely felt like it was made for a movie. It didn't feel like it was like natural jazz,
like
where you're
believable.
just like, It just, so I think that the music was honestly the
weakest part of Soul.
No. Hang on. The music that our main character plays and is inspired about is the weakest part. Yeah. But when I fucking watched the credits and then Trent Reznor's name popped up, I was like, that's why all the other music was so fucking good, just in the background in between like planes of existence and shit. Like
it's like the discussion we've had in the past about like, I'm not a big fan of when music, anime, music, manga tells me this is fucking amazing, and it's like it sounds fine kind of thing, when he got like lost in the zone, I was like, it sounds okay.
I fucking love live jazz.
Yeah, I'm not a huge jazz guy, so I was like, it's fine. I did really love the intro where like the music's awful for the Disney song.
Immediately I'm like, this is the best movie of the year, hands down.
Great. Yeah, good stuff, man.
And I don't think I did anything else. Just lots of good times watching and playing, and that's cool. That's me, bud. What have you been up to?
Okay, so since last week, fantasy football is officially over.
I ended up
in
fifth.
sixth place.
I
was playing for fifth. I lost. It's fine. So I'm in
sorry,
sixth.
bud.
It's not the end of the world. Congratulations to Matt Boyce. He's the friend that I brought into play. He got first place. He beat Adrian.
Shark.
Go fuck yourself, Adrian. It was good. I'm happy for him. It's his win is my win. That's all that really matters. And it's just another year of one of my friends not getting the belt. So it's like, like one of my, original close
the
friends.
buddies that you've been doing it.
The ones that we
forever.
shit on all the time. It's like, cool. Go fuck yourself. And Adrian's like super devastated. He's like, yeah, man, sorry you don't win this thing you want so bad. So that was good. Chargers, I think they beat the Broncos, which was good. I think our new rookie quarterback broke the record for the most touchdowns scored by a rookie.
I saw that.
So I was like, cool, man, good. I'm really glad that we got some like a player that's like really good and maybe we'll be better in the future. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have a higher pick in the first round because our team sucks, but it is what it is. What else is going on? I think the last one thing I mentioned last week was that my parents were moving to Mexico, and they did. So last Wednesday, adios. We packed up their stuff. We said goodbye. It was tough, but I think everybody had been kind of preparing themselves for it. So it was a lot of like, all right, hold it in, go to your respective homes and cry. And we,
cry with each other.
It was hard. Like, I cried with Sierra. It felt good. I just didn't really want to cry with my siblings. Like, I don't think I would have been able to to stop crying. So I was like, all right, let's just kind of settle down. But we're checking in on each other, like my brother and myself, like, hey, how you doing, kind of stuff. And we're okay. My brother, he now lives in the home that my parents left, and his girlfriend's moving in. And I went over to give him a portrait of our family portrait that my parents took, so he didn't have one. And he really appreciated it. And it was nice to see my brother with his girlfriend there. Like, she was cooking dinner, and he looked very domesticated, very like, yeah, this kind of looks like a really good fit. Looks like you guys are really enjoying being the two of you together. So I was like, oh man, I mean, one not so good thing maybe leads to another good thing. So like I think everything's happens for a reason. My parents, when was it? I think they got there officially to like their home in Mexico 2 days ago. They let us all know. Yesterday, I woke up to like 5 missed calls, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" So I end up calling my mom, and she answers. She's like, "Oh my god, Juan, like I've been trying to call you. I can only get service at your grandma's house, which is my dad's mom's house. That's across the street and like over a little bit because she has Wi-Fi, I guess."
Okay.
She goes like, "You're just lucky that I happen to be here to pick up the phone." It's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "What do you mean what's going on? You moved to Mexico to the middle of nowhere." I was like, "It doesn't matter if you have Verizon. They might not have service out there." I was like, "Because we have this plan on our phones that like allows us to make calls to and from Mexico, whether we're here or there, kind of thing, something we pay for." I was like, "Mom, when we go to Mexico, when we've gone in the past," I was like, "you do realize that we only have service when we're like in big cities, and we might not even have that great of a service. Like I can be in a big city and have like 2 bars or whatever. Yeah, and then yeah. I'm in the ranch where you grew up, which is in the middle of nowhere, has one paved road, and I have no signal." I was like, "So I don't know what you want me to do. Like I can't go to Verizon and be like, 'Hey, what the fuck's going on?' They're gonna be like, 'We don't have service there.'" And she's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." Like, "Yes, that does make sense." I was like, "Things you need to do: get Wi-Fi. Number 2, install a home, like a landline." I was like, "That's all I can really tell you." We chopped it up for a bit. It's okay. I mean, we can still text, we'll text back and forth and stuff. But she like, the calls don't come through every now and then. And then today, my dad called me, and he's just like, it was the same conversation. He's like, "Hey, what the fuck's happening?" He's like, I just had this conversation with mom yesterday. I was like, "It's the same thing." He's just like, well, I tried to text you, and I called you, and then I even WhatsApped you. I was just like, "Yeah, Dad, like, that's not, I can't fix it. There's nothing I can do." I was like, "You decided to move to the place where it has no service." I was like, I was like, "Well, tomorrow we're getting Wi-Fi." And I was like, "I'm going to FaceTime you." I was just like, "Good, fucking do it. I fucking dare you." Like, I was like, I'll fucking be waiting. But they're having a great time. They're like fixing up their house. I think they're painting it, like inside and out and stuff. And I was like, "What color are you painting it?" And my mom's like, "White." I was like, "Why? Why would you have a white house?" She's just like, "I don't know. It's your dad's idea." I was like, "God," it's like, what? Don't let him make any decisions. He makes horrible decisions.
It's gonna look so dirty so fast.
Yeah, I was like, there's dirt everywhere. It's not my call. But they're having a good time. My mom's dog's getting used to being a Mexican dog. Just hanging out with her, speaking Spanish with all the other dogs. Yeah. So even though they're gone, like, and I mean gone, like just not here. It's okay. Like we're still, staying in touch and stuff, and trying to not be sad. Not to say that I'm over it. There are for sure times where I'm just like, I get in the mood and I go, "Oh, here it comes." It's just like sadness. Blah.
I just have to make sure every time you say that your parents are going to Mexico, it's not some kind of like a metaphor where they're like doing a joint suicide.
No.
They're going to Mexico.
They're going to Mexico. I'm going to go to Mexico later, if you know what I mean.
I actually talked to our friend Andrew Hahn this last week. He went to Mexico for a month because he wants to learn the language a little bit better. So he was like, "Yeah, what's better
during
than
COVID?"
being more?" He got an Airbnb, and he said that people in Mexico are handling COVID way better than they are in Los Angeles. Yeah, Los Angeles, it's a 50-50 chance if you see somebody wearing a mask. Oh. Mexico, if you're not wearing a mask, you look like a fucking lunatic.
What what part of Mexico did you happen to say?
Mexico City.
Mexico City, yeah. I imagine they cracked down. It's I think it's the most populated city in the world.
Is it?
I think so. It's like that or Tokyo.
Beating out China?
City, like just specifically a city. Because
I know, but
yeah, no, China has a lot of cities that are populated, but Mexico City, I think, is the most populated in the world.
More than a city in India or something?
I don't fucking make the rules.
Hey, I don't know either. I'm just like, God damn, Mexico, maybe you all got those some cities, people.
Maybe all those cities are like really close to each other, so they kind of like, well, these people are our people.
And Mexico's just like, that's Mexico City, and when the buildings stop, that's where the city stops. And people just keep expanding
retaining the building. Yeah. No, that's what I was like, how are people doing with COVID? I asked her how she was doing it there. So it's like, well, here in the ranch, like, no one seems to be no one cares. It's like, which kind of sucks. She goes like, I wear my mask wherever I go. Like I was like, good. The last thing I need for you to fucking go to Mexico, wherever that euphemism means, and you just fucking get sick and die out there. Like that would
dude,
suck
to go to Mexico and then you go to Mexico.
Yeah,
oh my god.
But yeah, so you know,
cocoed. We'll say that.
We'll get cocoed. Yeah, so everything's good. Again, still sad, but happy. So I know that
sad.
Yeah, I know that, you know, it's probably not the best to be traveling, but I do plan on going sometime next year to see them. Whether things cool down or not. I hope they cool down. Hope things get better. But I mean, I also do want to see my parents, and I don't see anybody here anyway. So
exactly,
I just lock myself in my room.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see what else. Oh, you asked about Christmas. Christmas was good. I had Christmas Eve with Sierra's dad. Christmas dinner at my place with my siblings, and then Christmas brunch with Sierra's mom. So it was fucking busy, dude.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gifts being given. This is the first year I feel like when it came to gifts, like I didn't give a fuck about what I got. I was just like, cool, man.
This year was just so much different than normal.
Yeah. I was just like, just get me whatever. Like I know I made a list. You know, we all share lists and things are given and stuff. And I was like, look, man, you can get me something. You can't not get me something.
Right.
It doesn't really matter to me.
I don't want anything. I don't feel like I need more shit. Like all of us are stuck inside anyways. Having more shit is like stressful.
Yeah, like do you have the you know the cure to this horrible disease? No? All right. Well, nothing you can give me will make me happy. I did get a lot of cool things. Not to say that gifts that I received were bad. But I don't think that's the important part of this year. I was like, cool. I just, you know, it was kind of just nice to hang out with families, you know, your family and talk to them and eat with them or whatever and be like, hey, I'm glad you like the thing we got you. I'm sorry we got your children this toy that makes so much noise, but here it is kind of thing, you know. Yeah, so it had been a busy like few days, and then it got busier. 3 of my college buddies came to visit. They usually came, this is the third year Kyle's came in a row. Josh came twice. This is the second year, and this is Brian's first year. They kind of just come and hang out with me. They bum off me. They live in my house and eat my food and drink my beer, which is fine. I really do enjoy it. We usually would also go to your house for New Year's.
But this year,
we're not
for
doing
our New Year's special on the podcast. We're gonna be just having fun on our own.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to be streaming some fun stuff to each other, not to the world. I'm sorry, everyone. This is our private fun, the holiday time.
And when we say we mean Trip and his friends, because I don't want to play Minecraft. I have decided.
No.
Trip,
this is my New Year's Eve is what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. When's New Year's Eve?
2
days.
Is
that the day before New Year's?
When
is New Year's? Is New Year's the day of New Year's?
Yeah.
Is that the first day of the year?
That's why it's called New Year's, yeah.
New Year's, okay. So New Year's Eve is the last day of the year.
Yeah, it's the day before the first day of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
When is Minecraft?
New Year's.
The first day?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not doing that. What are we doing New Year's Eve?
The regular stuff, man. We're playing Jackbox. I've got some escape room stuff that I'm streaming. I got stuff set up for that.
No, say less.
We're going to have fun together.
I understand what you're saying. I don't understand holidays. They still mean nothing to me. But, yes.
And it's the one day of the year that I like to get wild.
Drunk. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, they usually get invited to that kind of stuff because Trip's pretty cool about just letting anybody hang out as long as
everyone's cool with vibing with each other, we're down. Like,
what was it last year? And it was singing in a round robin. When what was it? It was like celebrate. What was it? It's that. Is it Daft Punk?
All right. We're dancing. Everyone's just like, one more time. I'm gonna one more time. All at the same time. It was amazing.
Like 3 a.m. Yeah. So
what a terrible, terrible group of people.
So, all 3 of the guys have been locked up in their homes also, and they're like, come on, do you want to hang out? I was like, if you want to come at my place and not do anything because we haven't gone anywhere. Yeah. We've just been like drinking beer. We went to Spike's and bought like a bunch of beers, and like we'll just kind of pouring them into cups and like having samples. Like, hey, this is kind of bad and this one's kind of good, kind of thing.
That's fun.
Playing a lot of Smash Bros. Playing a lot of like just board games.
How's everyone feel about the old new character reveal?
Sephiroth?
Mm-hmm.
Brian really likes him as an actual player. Like he enjoys the way he moves. He likes his mechanics. He's kind of
I'm sure he's broken as fuck.
Oh, he's very strong. whenever Brian decides to play him, we decide as a punishment to also all play him. And so that it's just a cluster of just these super massive range. It's super strong. It's just OP. And then just Brian goes, I don't even want to play him anymore because you won't even let me play him. And you go like, we say, hey man, if you want to play Sephiroth so bad, hit random and hope he shows up like the rest of us. Yeah. So I think he's fun. I don't think I would like make him a character I play all the time, but he is really strong. And if I hit him on random, like cool, I may have a chance to win, kind of thing. So
I lost my mind for that reveal though.
When he showed up.
Yeah, I was just like sitting there like, oh man, okay, so we're like kind of bringing this back to the last boss of, okay, that's interesting. And then the music starts up and I'm just losing my shit at work quietly, like, what the fuck? Like nobody has any idea why I'm losing my mind. Yeah, it was dope.
I think in the animation reveal thing, like he kills Mario and I was just like, what? Yeah. What? I was like, oh, it's just his overalls. He's okay. I was like, did Nintendo just kill their fucking star
mascot? Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, are you kidding me? It's good. It's a fun time. We're also having a real kick with Steve.
Yeah.
Me
Steve
and Brian will play him.
Crazy.
We have no idea how to use him. We're like trying to figure out what the crafting mechanic is. We just say, all right, everybody keep fighting. I'm just trying to craft my diamond sword, and then we can actually play. So
just keep digging for diamonds.
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah. And I think Brian dug, and he finally got his diamond, and we killed him. And it was like he had no kills, and he had 40. He'd only given 40 damage, and I was like, "Yeah, way to go, Brian!" But you got your diamond sword, which is all you wanted. His recovery sucks ass. I don't understand.
A minecart?
It's just
it's Electra.
B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand how it works. Sometimes it goes straight up. Sometimes it kind of just floats down.
It's like think of it like Meta Knight, how he can like kind of swoop.
Yeah.
It's similar to that. So it all depends on your angle of like movement already.
It is hard to get to pull off. Use Min Min. She's fine. I guess I also bought the other characters because I didn't have all of them.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah.
Because then you'll have it.
Yeah, I'll have him. Yeah. I like Hero a lot. I don't know all his mechanics, but he can use a spell thing. And I was like, and I wasn't playing him. Sierra was playing him. He got a random, and it was her with somebody else in the finals, and Sierra blew up. She like used his spell that it's like self-destruct, and she just lost. And I was just like, he has a self-destruct spell? Like, yeah, I was like, okay, I need to play this character. And I had a great time. Like, he's really fun.
Hell yeah. Does it make you want to watch that anime anymore?
No, it doesn't. But but Brian was making fun of us. He was like, you don't know what all the fucking spells are, duh, you idiot. You just got to play the games. Like, or I can watch the anime. And Kyle goes like, you can't watch the anime because they absolutely use the same names in the anime. I was like, I'm not watching that anime. That anime.
No, we checked out back I don't know, 3 months ago. We checked out.
I would maybe check like the movie that's on Netflix that's like 3D animated, just because I kind of like the way that looks.
Yeah, it looks like Saint Seiya.
Yeah, exactly.
Which looks like Dragon Quest.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, just like I said, Smash Bros. Games, drinking, eating food. So it's a good time. Just kind of nice to catch up with some friends I haven't seen in a while. So what else? We already talked about watching Soul. I also watched Wonder Woman 1984.
Dude, I have heard nothing but the worst things.
I'm gonna say the movie's like it's like okay. My like story wise, visuals, like visually it looks great, right? It's like it's a big
I'm
movie.
sure it's stellar. I mean, it's a superhero movie, so they kind of have to go all out.
The story's okay. It does feel kind of like convoluted a bit. Also, I mean, by the way, my friends are still here, so if you hear them in the background, I don't know how loud they are. That I forgot to mention that, I think. But my biggest complaint, hands down, is the fact that Gal Gadot or whatever cannot act to save her life. She is not a good actress, and that's fine. She looks the part for Wonder Woman. I think in the other movies, maybe the acting wasn't like really. She's only been in 2. She was in 3, Justice League, Batman v Superman, and she didn't really have too many roles where she did action stuff, sequences, right? In Wonder Woman, I guess I didn't notice it too much, but in this movie, she had to act. She had to like convey sadness. She had to convey joy. And I was just like, I don't fucking believe you. It felt like she was either just like reading her lines, like, or it felt like she was really hamming it up. And I was like, this is not good.
I would also blame the director for that.
I mean, I don't know who. I mean, I don't know whose fault it is. But all I'm saying is, like, I see Gal Gadot, and I don't think she's a good actress. And it's kind of hard to ignore when you're the lead actress in this fucking thing. Like, you're the star of the thing, and you're being outshined by everybody else. The bad person, who was it? I don't know. She plays Cheetah or whatever. She's a great actress. She's on SNL. Fucking Pedro Pascal. He's in it. He's also a baddie.
Yeah, people were like, I didn't even recognize him in this, and that just shows how good the Mandalorian is. Like,
he's a good actor. I know that the character that they made him, like, who he is in the comic books and in the movie are really different, so people are complaining about that. Sure. But I don't care. I'm not a big DC Wonder Woman fan anyways. I just remember, like, enjoying the first one, so I was like, cool, I'm excited for the second one. Watch the second one, and I go,
hit like a really, like, yeah, it was good. Like,
this one's not good. Yeah. And then, maybe, like I said, Gal can't act. Maybe it's also the director's fault. It's free on HBO Max if you have a subscription to HBO Max.
Sure is.
Go check it out, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I was talking to my mom, and we brought up that was coming out, and she's like, yeah, maybe I'll watch that. Yeah, go for it, whatever. Yeah. And then we started talking about Logan, because she hasn't seen Logan.
Whoa, Logan's really good.
Right? And I was like, dog, if you want to watch a good superhero movie, watch Logan. It's like not even a superhero movie, but it is. But it isn't. But it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you just look at that girl, who's also the main character in His Dark Materials, and just see what a good actress she is.
The little girl?
Yeah, the little girl. She's amazing. And yeah, to see that she's still able to like give a different performance in His Dark Materials. You never know how child actors are going to be, if they're just going to fade out or not. But I'm really excited to follow her career because she's got, I mean, His Dark Materials being an HBO show is already like pushing it above like a certain caliber. And then Logan, wasn't it like the highest grossing R movie or something like that?
Yeah, it was the highest grossing R-rated superhero film for a bit. And I think Deadpool beat it or something like that. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it was something like that. But yeah,
it just went to show them that R-rated superhero movies can be viable in like a market or something commercially.
So yeah,
I really like the movie.
Anyway, sorry to go off topic, but I was talking to my mom about Wonder Woman and then remembered how great Logan is.
No, I agree. Yeah, I guess if your mom watches it, maybe she'll like it. I don't know how critical she is of cinema. I did watch Bird Box with her that one time, and she seemed to be confused for most of it. So
she's pretty. She likes a lot more like artistic stuff, but she'll watch anything and have a good time.
Yeah. That's it, man. Besides all of those things, which is a lot of things, I haven't been watching anime that isn't for the show.
Aside from Attack on Titan.
Yes, besides Attack on Titan. Yeah. We talked about it beforehand. I don't want to get too into it. Besides that, it's fucking great. Mm-hmm. This last episode popped off with just some more like great development with the characters. Not super action heavy, but we don't need that. I just know that whatever's coming next episode, fucking hold on to your britches.
Yeah, I keep trying to talk about this show in ways that are not revealing like any plot points really. Other than it takes place in the future and there are still characters that were part of the very large cast that we had for the entire rest of the show, right, that also appear in this. And we got we're at the point now where I feel like we're gonna talk about what's been going on with the other characters during this 4-year gap. I feel like we're gonna get a lot of that information that we have been missing from the next episode,
which I'm excited for because like the biggest thing I wanted when the show started to see where are my boys, and we didn't get my boys, and I was like, I'm upset I didn't get my boys, but very quickly got new characters. Like, you know what, I like these characters. And my biggest concern was because I know this isn't 2 core, where it's 16 episodes or something like that, right?
Yep, you're correct.
I was like, I hope they don't wait too long to bring the boys in because I really, I'm invested in these guys, kind of thing. And it looks like they're coming in sooner than later, which is great. I'm still really interested to see how our new characters fare in this world, and what's
because they're
gonna
interesting.
come of them.
I don't know who's gonna wind up on what side at all.
Yeah.
Whether or not there is gonna even be sides, or if it's gonna be no, everything's gonna die. We're destroying the entire world. Fuck this, because it could go that way. I don't know.
We don't know. Yeah.
But the thing that's going to bum everyone out, unless you've been paying attention and you were already bummed out, is that we have to wait another week before we can see the episode. It's going on a week break because of the holidays and whatnot, I'm assuming. Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, it is. Yeah. I mean, I waited fucking how many years for season 2? I can wait a week
You can wait
for this next episode.
And I saw somebody that was talking online about like how they're sick of people always saying that Attack on Titan is overrated, and it's just like, you know, it's just the shonen and whatnot. And then they went in to say that people always talk about Attack on Titan as being like this great thing after, like, if we got to season 2 finally, it became really good and it had an interesting plot. And I'm like, bitch, you what? Like, episode 1 grabs you, and then it might have had a whole bunch of like, yeah, it's just kind of anime, but like we're still world building. But I felt like the whole time you could see pieces of the puzzle that were coming into play. You didn't know that there was a puzzle, but all the pieces were there. And then when you found out that there was a puzzle, you could put it together and be like, okay, we got the female Titan. We understand what's going on with that. We're just kind of like seeing the different perspectives of things. And during season 2, you're able to like confirm and figure stuff out. You're just like, oh, so I bet this is what happened with Aaron's dad and all that. And like, you're able to put those pieces of the puzzle that you've been curious about together. But people saw season 2 as like when the show got good, and that blows me the fuck away. Because if you didn't think season 1 was good, why did you keep watching it?
I didn't really like season 2, honestly. Like, it's like
season 2 is the weakest season.
I'm still bitter. But yeah, fuck you. If you don't like Attack on Titan, that's fine. But other people do. A lot of people do. Whether it's overrated or not, it's a good show. And if you're, a lot of people are also just those people like, well, I'm going to be contrarian. I can't like everything everybody else likes because I'm an individual. Go fuck yourself. Just get over it.
I was just so surprised about people saying season 2 was where the show got good. Like, season 2 to me is just, yeah, I mean, it answered some more questions and it introduced some stuff and it did some cool stuff, but that was just a piece of the show.
What's the episode that Aaron's mom gets eaten? That's my favorite episode.
Oh yeah, that's one.
Nice, that's a good episode.
One's a great episode.
Watch that one a lot.
I love how long they spend with the female Titan, how much she's just ruining everyone's time. When she took that guy with his gear and like had his I don't know what to call him, his like cords or whatever, and he's just
cables.
Yeah, his cables. He's getting spun like crazy and he's dead. Yeah. Oh man, that's some intimidating shit. If you're just used to seeing these gross ass baby looking Titans, and then one hard ass motherfucker comes out spinning a dude, you're done.
Especially when like we've come such a long way from not knowing anything to like knowing so much and then being like, oh, there's still so much more to find out kind of thing. Like the questions I had, a lot of them are answered, but I still have so many more questions. What's in the fucking basement? I know what's in the basement. Go fuck yourself. Go earn that. But yeah, so the show's great. Whether you want to admit it or not, it is a really good show. It's fine. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it. That's just the fucking them's the breaks. But
all right, so that's what we've been watching recently.
Yes, yeah. And then we're going to talk about the other anime in a bit. Do you got any news?
Yeah, I have some things. So last week we announced that Nonaka had COVID-19 and she has made a full recovery. So that's nice fucking rad. Yeah, I mean, you never know how it's going to go. Yeah. Like, you just never know. But glad things went well. Next up, Zombieland Saga Revenge is going to have a serious announcement on January 1st. That's season 2.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. I didn't know if that was the name of the new pachinko machine or the gacha game they made.
But people are speculating, and I think that they're not entirely wrong when they say it could be VTubers. It could be... I mean, that's kind of like what they would be perfect for, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
I know... I don't know, man. I know you like the show. So I'm happy for you.
I'm mostly just excited about season 2 being a thing. That's all I care about.
That's all we can ever, be happy about. The thing that we like, get more episodes. So
yeah, exactly. Jujutsu Kaisen episode 14 is going to air on January 15th. So we got to wait a few weeks for that after its kind of mid-season finale. Mm-hmm. So yeah, stoked about that. Don't know if I'll watch it. We'll get into why later. Aggretsuko season 4 has been announced.
Which one's this one?
It's the red panda.
Aggretsuko, yeah. Not for me. Good though. I know it's a really popular show.
But the crazy thing to me is that I haven't talked to anyone that's watched it.
I mean, it's not for anybody that we know. But it's really popular. I do see so many fucking stickers on just cars, just like fucking up, Aggretsuko right there. Cool. That person's obviously a weeb. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And it's a girl panda, right? She's a girl red panda?
Yeah.
Who likes death metal or some shit like that?
Yep. Aggretsuko's tight. I like, because like with all of those Hello Kitty characters, because it's based off of Sanrio stuff, they have some interesting different characters with like weird backstories and interests and whatnot. So yeah, anyways, season 4, hell yeah. And then Kuma Kuma Bear is getting a second season, so y'all motherfuckers that have been stoked about Kuma Kuma Bear can get even more stoked about it.
Okay.
We decided not to watch it because it didn't feel like it was for us, but the fact that it's so popular makes me wonder what missing.
Happened?
Because like there's another show that's really popular, and it's the Day I Became a God or whatever the fuck it's I don't know. Where that little girl says she's God and she talks all old timey and makes jokes a bunch.
Yeah.
That show for sure wasn't for me. People share clips that they goddamn love, and then I watch it and I realize, yeah, it's just definitely not for me. But with Kuma Kuma Bear, I feel like I might be missing out on something that I could be into, because I didn't feel like bad about the first episode. I just didn't really care.
I'm kind of surprised you weren't into it, because the show gave me really big, like, I think the show is called Beaufry. Is that the one with the chick
Beaufry is a really fun show that's very aware of what it's like the whole shtick is.
That's the girl that did all defense, right? That's Beaufry.
Yeah.
Right. So I felt like this show might have been up your alley, because it's one of those other shows. Like it's a great game. This girl's she's bared up. She's got 2 fucking pandas or whatever. I don't remember exactly. And I was like, I thought maybe this could be something you liked. I remember just not really liking the way it looks, I think.
Yeah, its style didn't really blow me away. Its MMO scenery didn't really do much for me. The characters didn't do much for me. It just felt like it had some cool ideas, but I didn't get to see what I would have liked with them.
Right.
But I could totally be missing something. So anyways, yeah, I wonder.
Maybe it gets good.
Have a
like
good clip, send it to me. Yeah, maybe. You're right. Yeah, hit me up with them good clips. That's all the news that we have this week, so it's finally time to talk about all the fall anime we watched with our fall 2020 anime wrap-up.
Fucking sick, dude. All right, let's do it. What's at the top of the list?
Akadama Drive, made by Studio Pierrot. They've done Tokyo Ghoul, Naruto, Black Clover, and this is an original story, and god damn it, it was great. I loved it. Yeah. I had so much fun. I wasn't sure how I would feel about the end, because nearly every episode, it goes in a different direction than when we were going the previous one. I was happy with the conclusion. I was really happy with them not shying away from certain things for the conclusion.
Yeah, this is, I actually finished this today. I think I was like 6 episodes behind, or 7. No, 6 or 5. But yeah, this show surprised me. It was like we had no idea what it was. I was really into it from the very beginning, just visually. I was like, I really like the way they're doing like scene transitions, the way they're like doing nameplates.
It was oozing with style.
Yeah, the designs of characters.
The color really palettes, the way that everything was like very neon and like dark grays and blacks and stuff. It was cool.
It's just different. So visually, I was like, okay, I'm on board. And the story, even though it at points felt a little like convoluted, I was just like, I'm still having a good time, because like they're just doing crazy fucking shit.
I mean, that's the thing. It really starts out with like, oh, look at this cool city, into you're in the middle of a bunch of shit and it's never going to stop and this is your entire life now. I'm like, okay, cool. So everything is just going to be a big deal.
I will say that the amount of just like murder in this show is so fucking high. Like so many people get killed. Not even just like main characters, like side characters, fucking cannon fodder, civilians, you know. I was just like, oh my God. I'd be pressed to watch an episode where maybe someone doesn't die. Like, you know, like it was just brutal, which is cool because, you know, a lot of times shows shy away from killing anybody. This show wasn't afraid to just chop someone's head off, which was fun.
Or trample a motherfucker.
Oh, dude, that was such a brutal scene. But shout outs to fucking Hoodlum for fucking doing his thing. He's just like, you did what? And he just snapped. I was like, yeah, that's a real one. Because boys support boys. I fucking really, yeah. I will say one of my least favorite scenes was absolutely like one guy getting his eye gouged out with like a can of tuna or like a canned food. I was just like, that looked brutal. Like that would hurt so bad. I think he hit his head and died. Good for him, you know.
Yeah, good for him, man.
You know, good for him. And he was a piece of shit. It's a good show. I do think I like the ending. I don't like maybe the second to last episode when they go to Kanto.
See, I didn't know how I felt about that, and I was super concerned how I was going to feel about the end of the show. Mm-hmm. And then when we got our finale, it was like, okay, I'm glad that we had that second to last episode, and then we went here. Like, that second to last episode did need to be a part of the show.
Yeah,
I felt like that was kind of necessary to. I guess I don't want to spoil much, but to flesh out another one of the characters that
to explain, what was. And then explain just what the hell was actually going on.
What the fuck are these sharks?
Like, why are these Kanto? Why are these kids so important? Kind of thing, you know, like what? And when it gets to explain, I was like, okay, cool. Like I had no idea what the answer could have been. This is the solution, or this is the reasoning. Okay, that's fine. I'll accept it.
All in all, this is an over the top, very violent story that follows one character who gets her life wrapped up into a whole bunch of other bullshit just because of circumstance. Mm-hmm. At the beginning, it's like pretty ridiculous, so you do have to take it with like a less serious kind of tone, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Yeah. All the characters stand out so strongly. You can remember each one of them for something that they did. And like whether it's their backstory, whether it's their like final moments on screen or whatever, we had so many big moments for each character, and the people that I was most compelled to see like kept changing. This show was very dynamic, and when I was at the second to last episode, I just kept thinking, well, this is a show that I'm probably going to forget about, but it's going to be like very stylish and very cool. But then the finale made me go, no, this is the show that I'm going to tell people about because it was like over the top ridiculous, had a pretty cool ending to it, with an amazing journey throughout everything else. I loved it through and through. Just a great show.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like one of my. It's not gonna be like one of my all-time favorites, or it's like anywhere near perfect. But it was a really good time. And it's one of those shows where like, hey, I think it's 12. It's 12 and done, right? Like it's
done.
You know, it's
I mean,
done.
unless they go somewhere else from there, but I'm pretty sure it's impossible.
Done, yeah. You know, it's nice when you know you have a story and you want to tell it, and it's told, and you don't have to think anymore. I'm like, cool, it's out of my head. I enjoyed that as for what it was, and yeah, I think there's people who I'd absolutely recommend this to. So, Akadama Drive for me, absolutely like good stuff for the season.
Yeah, give it a big watch.
Yeah.
Next up, totally different pace, but we're going in alphabetical order. So, Adachi and Shimamura, made by Tezuka Productions. They've done Dororo, Kids on the Slope, Adam the Beginning. This is based off of a light novel.
Mm-hmm. This is also like one of those shows that we didn't know like it was happening or what to expect, but quickly became like one of our favorites. It's a love story about two girls in high school. It's just like, cool. We all about it, bro. Like, fucking say less. Where do I sign? It was great. Visually, Visually, I was like, wow, this looks fucking gorgeous. I don't care what the fuck they do in this show.
A really comfortable, warm feeling to the entire show, while also giving us different characters, like characters that we hadn't seen before. They felt like they were entirely their own person, while also kind of following some anime tropes. And it was just a fun character show. Lots of drama, lots of love,
lots of growth, which is great. You like to see your character like develop and become better or worse, whatever. Like you just like to see them change. Like one of my favorite things throughout, like by the end of the show, was hands down as Adachi. She just kind of developed this thing where when she was gonna do something, she would like yell it out loud,
pump herself up, thanks to a mystic in the subway.
I just love that. She's like, I'm gonna do it. She like just like fucking flexes, and it's just like, or she'll do it a couple times. Like, yeah, man. Like sometimes you just gotta, and it really cheered me up because she was such a quiet, closed, reserved girl who really didn't do much. And by the end of it, she's like, I'm not like the best at anything, but I can't be afraid to try to do things. Yeah, and I'm gonna do them, and I'm gonna do my goddamn best.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, I really just like love that. Just like as a character, you know, like I know she's not a real person, but I'm also like, man, Adachi, you've come a long way.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my girl. Yeah.
I mean, some like Deku shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But with Adachi and Shimamura, it starts out and it's just about these two girls that skip class because they're kind of just drifting through life. They're just vibing. They're really feel that confident. Yeah, they're freshmen. They
want to be delinquents. I love it. They keep calling us like, we're delinquents. We're bad girls. I was like,
they're trying to feel better about what they're doing and like give themselves like, but they're just escaping class and escaping that like social aspect because they're not really good at making friends with people. One, of course, Shimamura, people tend to just like kind of gravitate towards her. Yeah, absolutely.
She's charismatic. She's pretty. There's like,
Adachi's a little bit more ho-hum, just kind of chilling, doing whatever. The show was just really sweet. Their friends are way more lesbian than they are, and that kind of took me for a surprise because I thought that, you know, our main characters would be the most lesbian, and then the side characters would be like the will they, won't they. But nope, it was the opposite.
It's like, we are absolutely who we are.
And you're just
go watch Adachi Shimamura if you have questions. Yeah.
I love this show. I would love a second season because when it came down to it, we didn't get the finale that we wanted.
No, which I mean, the finale that you want and I want might be different.
Yeah, exactly. Like you and I, we didn't get the finale we wanted, but it was solid, and you know, it shows that their relationship has significantly changed.
Yeah.
And that they've both realized who they are to each other.
Right.
If that makes sense.
And to not to like say what we want from them, but like I would assume that you and I want a similar thing for them to be together and for that to be like openly that they're together. Either not to the world, but even just to each other, right? Like for them to audibly, you know, stuff like that would be great.
And you know, we almost got that. There is a point where Adachi is admitting her feelings and Shimamura says like, you stumbled with your words before, and it's like aware of what Adachi's doing, but doesn't know how she feels, but she knows that Adachi needs to be a part of her life.
Yeah, for sure. Which is nice. There is like, well, there's an element to the show where it's like, it's really anime. There's this character who's from outer space that really doesn't seem to make sense. Kind of like the talking vibing. Bird in was it Tamaka Market, right? It's just like, it's just kind of there.
Yeah, same with the Gymnastic Samurai with the talking bird.
You just kind of like,
it's just that anime thing.
You forgive it. But I really did like that character at first when we introduced, and it was just like a spacesuit.
I honestly kept liking her throughout. No, I wish that the spacesuit made more appearances later.
I did too, but I do like her reasoning, which is like, well, I've only ever seen humans wear this. I thought everybody wore spacesuits, but I guess not. But I really liked that character. I didn't have expectations for there to be some sort of plot or resolution with her. No. You know, because she's obviously doing something there, something on Earth, but we don't know it about, because that's not what the show's about. But yeah, I if you can get past the tiniest, dumbest like little trope in anime, it's a solid show.
It's really fun.
I liked it a lot.
It's sweet. I looked forward to it every week. I was like, yeah, let's just talk about our feelings, or like even if we're not talking about them, we're thinking about them.
Yeah, let's struggle about our feelings. Like,
yeah,
you just want the best for these characters. I would recommend this to people, to a lot of people. I feel like, obviously not to everybody. I'm not going to recommend it to my friends who are just shonen heads or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like,
but if you're looking for a love story or a romance, Adachi and Shimamura is some of the best shit I've seen.
Oh, and it's funny too. There's plenty of moments in the show where I was like laughing. It's like, oh man, that's just like not even like a crappy joke setup. It's more like what a humorous situation we're in right now.
Like, I fucking lost my shit when the aliens just squirreling around the little sister, like floating in the air, and the mom makes some comment about like, guys, don't forget to take your food. Like, come on, dude. Something
yeah,
like,
for sure.
Just offhand like that.
Like,
Really? That's the thing you're concerned about right now? You're not even gonna comment on anything else? Like, they actually say that in the show?
The alien was like the alien dude, like the shuffle. Like he was like shuffle, like blocking Shimamura's like little sister's path.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's a good show though. Absolutely, yeah.
Best show of the season, but it's not any surprise to us, is the conclusion to this season of Haikyuu. To the Top. Made by Production IG. They've done Noblesse, which actually wraps up like tomorrow or something like that. Attack on Titan, of course, and Fooly Cooly. It's based off of a manga. Dude, I don't know how much we should talk about Haikyuu, because clearly it's the best show. We've been watching it for a long time, and we've just been enjoying every single season. My favorite part about this whole season is that our hype moments are like basic things. Like other characters do this all the time, and then when one character does it's like, oh my god, our sweet little baby boy, he's grown so much. Oh, holy shit.
Returning the ball, I was just like, oh my god.
Right?
We can't believe he got it.
Quadruple take of him like returning the ball.
I do. Okay, so I do want to talk a little bit about the show, because obviously it's good. And it deserves. Sure. Yeah, but everybody knows Haikyuu is great. Like, if obviously if you're this far into watching it, you're there for a reason. You're not there for like, let me see if I like the show. You obviously like the show if you're watching it. So Over the Top, or is it To the Top? Right.
To the Top.
To the Top was broken up into two parts.
1 and 2.
And they're like still going. Is it the summer tournament? It's a tournament. It's like some sort of tournament that they're competing in. I will say I liked the second part of this more than the first part.
The first part was so much like Olympic training session type stuff.
Okay, maybe then time out then. Okay, so no, I like both parts. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, because I was trying to figure out where this was. I guess this last season was 12 episodes of one match, right?
Pretty much.
And this last 12 episodes of this season was also the one match.
Pretty much, with a little bit of like,
Yeah, but I liked this one so much more than the last one, just because they also broke it up with showing us a little bit of other matches and breaking away into character development. Not to say that there wasn't character development in that last season, but it was just them playing that one team, and it was very like, it felt suffocating, which
that was the point. They did an amazing job at it, but it was so stressful because of that.
But I liked this one so much better because like we did get to see the other team for a second.
And we got to see like season 1 and 2 had a lot of moments where characters go off and train, and then they put that training into play. And season 3, we didn't really have that, but season 4 was all of that Olympic training stuff and like just being a ball boy and whatnot.
Which
seeing
I enjoyed.
how that influences our character, even late into the season. Like you're near the end and you're just like, yep, that makes sense. That's that thing.
I also want to say,
didn't focus on that silver-haired boy.
Yeah, it really didn't, which is good. We fucking see him whenever we see him future. Yeah. I really, one of my favorite hands down moments of this last, half was the bit where like they're becoming very impatient, like they're picking up their pace, they're running around, and the actual like TV screen is like darkening, like from the shadows in, it's like closing and we hear the coach like yelling to tell them like slow down. Like slow down, and like no one's listening, they're all manic. It was just it felt so like visceral. And then when fucking Hinata just yells like mine, like he yells at the balls that's coming, like he's gonna get it, and it snaps everybody out of it, and it does it like a hard reset or whatever. I think he yells mine, and then he hits it really high up, like it's a really solid hit, like, and it slows.
And
it,
everyone's like, "What the
whoa.
fuck?" And it gave him like an opportunity to really prep.
Yeah, and they're like
to slow down because it had so much airtime.
Mm-hmm. It went so high up that they all could breathe. I was like, that was one of my favorites in anime ever I've seen. It was just so good to see.
Haikyuu, it sucks that it's just one of the best shows, and that there's nothing else that I think gets close to it in the like same. Haikyuu is all about boys supporting boys. It's not necessarily about the sports. It's about like how they're able to communicate and how somebody in the group will like raise the others up. That's a lot of Haikyuu. You have a lot of personal moments, and you have a lot of like team moments. And I fucking love that. And I don't feel like any other show gets close to that feeling of like the group being that tight and like really raising each other in different ways. That being said, of course you could bring it back to like any large shonen, like My Hero and Attack on Titan stuff have these groups of characters that also will like help each other and influence each other, but not to the same degree, you know?
Right. No, yeah. No, I get what you're saying. It's not just that like other sports animes. Not to say that other sports animes aren't as good as this. It's just that Haikyuu.
Well, I will say that.
No, I'm sorry. Not something. What I'm trying to say is like that there are other sports animes that are also good. That you know, not to say like that they're all that this is just
this
because
isn't
this was
the
amazing.
only sports show.
Yeah, that is good. It's just kind of crazy how it does it so well. Like it just does so many things. Man. And we were just gushing about Attack on Titan earlier, but Haikyuu fucks just as hard as that show. Like it's crazy to think that's like these idiots running around playing volleyball, and I'm over here fucking like sweating, trying to like what's gonna happen next. And at the end of the day, it is just boys support boys, which is like such a cool just like kind of message and like mentality to have. And it's just a dumb game, and we're along for the ride. So great season. I'm excited to see more. I mean, I know that I think we talked about this, but Haikyuu the manga is done. So I'm glad that this isn't the last anime season. I'm assuming there has to be more.
Based
right?
off the last episode, yeah.
Right. They didn't fail or whatever.
Like, they've introduced other characters like the silver-haired boy, and they've made it like very clear that we will be seeing more of him, but we haven't seen more of him. So that's like the kind of thing that gives me a clue that we're going to get another season, Yeah.
So I'm excited for whatever comes next, but this was a great season. If you are behind in Haikyuu, absolutely do yourself a favor and catch up and start watching.
You're so lucky that you're behind in it and get to watch it all at once. Like this show is so good.
Yeah. And if you've never seen it, you're
even luckier. You have so much that you get to watch, and every step of the way, it doesn't feel like it's a pain. It doesn't feel like you're trying to get to that point. You're just at that point after
the whole time. Yeah.
It starts out, of course, and your characters are babies and they're whiny, and then after we get past the first like 2 episodes of our whiny little bitch characters, then it becomes an outstanding, absolutely amazing show.
Yeah.
Where you get to learn more about all of these beautiful young boys and more.
Yeah, great show. Go watch it.
How did you feel about since this season of Haikyuu was all about, the other team as well? How did you feel about those like twins and stuff? I
like them.
You were into their whole story and background.
I had nothing against them. I think it's just like any bad guys or fucking rivals that our boys end up fighting. At first, I hate them, and then they give us a little bit of backstory. I'm like, cool, man. I like them. They're just people just like us. I liked them a lot, especially when I don't remember, he was the team captain of the other side. The one that was essentially he wasn't great at anything, but he worked really hard, and he's like a robot, and people always got surprised when he like showed any emotion. When he had like a moment with the twins at the end of that, at the last episode when after the match is over, I was like, yeah, man, I like, this team has been now, combined to the group of, oh, these are all our boys now,
Yeah, like every season want them to do well now too.
Yeah, and they're going to, because one of them is also in the training for the setter for like the youth team, right?
I think that's correct. Yeah,
the other one wasn't. I like their dynamic. I mean, I have a brother, so I know what it feels like to like compete against him. I don't have a brother that is a gifted, talented like volleyball player like I am. So
That's true.
I don't know exactly what they're going through, but yeah, it was. I like them. I like all of it. Trip,
Yeah.
I can't stop liking it.
I'm happy to
I
hear
have
it,
a
man.
problem. I can't
I
get
love
enough
some
Haikyuu.
Haikyuu. My only complaint is we didn't get some emphasis really on the old girl characters this whole season.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was mostly just about people watching the match, and we had different people to give us that insight this time. And we still did get Tanaka's sister.
Yeah,
to,
with the drums, super dope. I am really curious as to see who this new short chick is at the end. But we saw this
dude.
this
That's
other
Hinata's
girl.
sister.
Is that Hinata's sister?
That's Hinata's sister.
She looks a lot older, and she looks a lot meaner than
We
I remember
have
seeing her.
Changed studios, I think, or styles or something. We changed styles for sure since
I don't
she
know.
was last in it.
I don't know who she is, but the last time I saw her, she looked like a baby face child, like a legit baby. Like she looked like a fucking.
I think the last time we saw her was season 1.
I don't know.
But I agree with you. It was Hinata's sister.
I was like, who is this?
I made
I don't
sure it
know.
was because I thought it was, so I had to make sure.
I didn't look at. I was gonna say, oh, we got fucking. What's the name of your homie with the shaved head?
The one that I just talked about, Tanaka.
Yeah, Tanaka. No, yeah, right, Tanaka. So, his love interest. I love that.
Oh, that whole thing. Yeah.
We didn't get more of it because it's more in the first half of the season.
Exactly.
But I was like, hey man, it's still there. She was watching the match. I saw her seeing him do stuff. I was like, okay, my guy, you fucking dog.
One of my favorite things about this though was that the entire second half of the season, people were just watching this match on their TVs, on their iPads,
Everywhere,
like wherever the fuck, on their computers. And then the outro for the show is all those characters watching it. And I thought that was such a cool, clever outro that like it's a part of the show and it's a part of the like, I just love it. It made the world feel more genuine.
I love the one coach calling the other coach and he's just like, he's like, oh my God, I can't believe I just instinctively dialed you.
I'm
like,
so sorry I just called you right now. He's like, no, it's fine. I understand.
Yeah. He's like, dude, I'm on the same fucking level, my guy. I was like, ooh, that felt good. It was good shit, man. Great season. I can't wait for more Haikyuu whenever we get it. So,
all right. So, changing pace. Gymnastics Samurai, made by the studio MAPPA. Zombieland Saga, Kakegurui, Dororo. This is an original show, and I don't want to recommend it to anybody. I had an okay time watching all of it. I liked it more at the beginning, but it's impossible not to compare this with other niche sports shows where the emphasis isn't necessarily the sport, but on the characters. So I think the best show to compare it with is like Yuri on Ice, to where Yuri on Ice has like all of these really big character moments, and you really feel that, and it has so much passion while you're watching them like do their routine. You could just tell how much practice and everything goes into it, but they didn't make you feel the suspense of those moments that well in Gymnastics Samurai, which is the reason that I disliked it more than I liked it. So it's fine. I did have a good time with it, but it's like it's on my lower level of things I like. Well, essentially, you have a show about a family. I couldn't figure it out. At the end, I was like, so what was that show about? Like, what was their message? What was going, like, what am I supposed to feel? We have a family who is, they're not even a broken family. They're a pretty damn good family. It's a grandma and a dad and a daughter, and they have a bird. And there are other friends and stuff that are also involved. We get to learn that the mom, she was an actress and she died in a car accident. And the dad found this out as he was about to... I mean, this is spoilers for late in the show, but I honestly feel like the show's not really worth it, so whatever. The dad finds out that his wife just died in a car accident when he was about to go up and do this, like, Olympic routine and like be an important boy, and he fucked up and he hurt himself and he messed up because he tried to power through it instead of just leaving.
Being sad, yeah.
He should have just left at that moment, but he was like, nope, I'll do one more. And anyways, there's this like ninja dude who is actually a ballet dancer, which we find out later on, which didn't make any fucking difference. To me, I thought his whole thing was pointless, but for some reason he shows up and he's like, holy shit, dude, you're the fucking guy. You do the gymnastics. I love you guys. And then he became a part of the family and somehow made every character a better person. And I still look, man, I really want to know what this show's message was. I want to know what it was about. I don't know. I'll tell you that I didn't feel like it was earned for the end. I felt like the dad, who's like, he's working his ass off. He wants to be better because that's the whole point of the show. Everyone wants to be better. So he's working his ass off, and he does a trick that's even better than his like specialty trick that only he can do. So he does an even better one. It's like instead of doing a double flip, it's a triple flip, and he does like 2 of those, and he kills it, and he wins. But I didn't feel like it was like earned. It didn't feel like he practiced that hard because we didn't really see much going into it. And we didn't see his struggles of like getting that. It was just kind of like I can do it kind of thing. And then after he found out he could do it, he did it for this big, this big competition. So that all happens. And he was only able to do it because everyone was there watching him. Even the ninja, who was apparently like kidnapped by the FBI and supposed to go over some stupid bullshit. It was like, it's not actually the FBI. It's a whole bunch of weird bullshit. And then at the end, they're like, oh man, you did it. You're fucking great. And he's like, well, gotta go do ballet now. And they're like, okay, goodbye. Go back to your home country. We'll make sure to see you do ballet. And then they show up to his ballet show and then it's over. We don't get to see the ballet show. I don't know. I just feel like there wasn't that heavy of an emphasis on any of the other characters that were involved in anything aside from the family. And I was very disappointed in that. I would have liked the world to be fleshed out more. But if you ask me for memorable moments, the things that come to mind are there's an episode where the little girl is like being followed around by the ninja. He's trying to protect her and look out for her. And then he winds up showing up to like bring your dad to school day. And he pretends to be her dad or something like that. And all the kids think he's cool. And then they think she's cool. And she gets mad at him. And then she apologizes later. And he apologizes. And then they're friends. That's the standout episode to me. And I can't tell you why. I can just tell you that felt like it had the most stuff going on. And it had her dealing with the most emotions. It had like, I don't know. It was fine. Don't watch Gymnastics Samurai. You could skip out on this one. It was a pretty show with cool music. Really liked the music. I liked the art style for a lot of things. But it didn't give me that drama that I was looking for in this drama of a show.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't a fan of it episode 1. So, I mean, I kind of had a feeling you'd feel this way because throughout the time you'd watch it, you never really talked too positive about it. And I was like, why don't you just drop it? But I felt like you're just going to finish it. To finish it. And
I
like,
really liked the first few episodes because of the potential, but then it kept not doing anything. And then it just got to a point where I was frustrated.
Yeah, no, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Next up, we're going to talk about with a cat and a dog. With a dog and a cat. Every Day is Fun. Made by Team TillDawn, who hasn't done shit. This is based off of manga.
So this is the one I watched. This is I think every episode is like a minute 15. It's super short. I think there's 13 episodes out right now. They're doing 24. I mean, you might as well them being that short. Every joke's the same. Every joke's usually something like cats are devils and dogs are dumb. And I like this show just because I can breeze through it, and I like the way it looks. It's not a particularly beautiful style, but it's different.
It's a little like kind of watercolory, right?
Kind of watercolory. And the like I would describe like the artwork of like the design is very like webtoonies. Like it looks like 4-coma manga, manga version of jokes. It's nothing crazy. You're either gonna like it or you're not. Trip doesn't like it. I did, and it's super short. So I don't know if I'd recommend it to a lot of people. I don't personally know people who would like this kind of show. because it's so small and because the joke's the same. I guess if you're a cat lover and a dog lover, you know, you just love dumb, you know, animals doing dumb things, maybe this will be up your alley, but it's nothing like amazing, nothing like really brag about, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's
you could go watch G-Force and have a better time is what you're saying.
I guess, yeah, if you really wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, that is the Bottleneck, made by Toho Interactive Animation. They've done Ninja Collection and Sorewo Ai Toyuba Dake music video.
Mm-hmm.
This is an original show.
This is another one that I ended up watching super late because I started using the my anime list app on my phone, and there's like one of the tabs is like a discussion section, and it's like, hey, episode 4 or 5 of this is now out. And I was like, I don't remember seeing this one. And so I went to Funimation, I found it, and it's short, it's 3.5 minutes long. So I was like, maybe I'll check them out. There was only, I don't know, 12 episodes. So I was like, I think there's one more episode to go. I think there's going to be a total of 13. So it's technically not done, but it doesn't matter because it's not like serious. The reason I was watching it was because there was a mystery element to it for a bit. I was like, I want to know what the mystery is. And then once I found, I was like, wow, that's hella dumb. I might as well just fucking finish it. I'm already like 5 deep. But it's about people working in a convenience store, and there's a character who sells, I don't know what it's called. What's those little triangles of rice? They have like the
onigiri.
Yeah, they sell onigiri, you know, like convenient food, you know, and people really like the onigiri there. And whenever they want to like thank the guy who makes it, whenever they want to thank the guy that makes it, they like his face is always obscured by something like a sign or like a flock of birds or like it's very like. And then characters will see his face, we won't, and then they freak out and it's like they disappear. So it's like there's a mystery. And then it's like episode 5, we find out there's one guy who's works there. He goes like, I know this dude's deal. His name is, they call him Muto. It's like, but I don't want to, you know, make any alarms or any big deals about it. We find out that
he's
this guy,
a robot.
No, we found out that this guy. I'm gonna spoil it. This guy is headless.
Damn it! They tricked me.
And what he puts on his head is a big onigiri. Like he makes a big one and he puts it on his head so it's not just like a floating nothing. And so when there's things like covering it, like a cat covers it very often because it's eating the rice or like birds are flocking at him. So people that see his face just disappear. And I guess the plot is that he was dead. He came back to life. He was missing his head. And then he just kind of stumbled upon this convenience store job. Like the manager was waiting for someone named Muto. And then he showed up and they just gave him the job. And he's in love with the girl who keeps coming to the convenience store, but that looks like a princess back in the olden days, like she's reincarnated or whatever, but he has no way to speak to her. And yeah, it's fine. It's supposed to be funny. I don't think I laughed once.
You son of a bitch. Why didn't you appreciate their humor?
Because it wasn't my kind of humor.
That
explains it. Yeah, it was. It doesn't look that great. Like visually, like the style is not popping. It's way ugly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'd recommend this to anybody, honestly. Yeah.
That's too bad. But I'm glad that it wasn't that long, so it didn't take up a whole lot of your time.
Right.
Next up, tell me all about Talentless Nana. It's made by the studio Bridge. They've done Fairy Tail, The Royal Tutor, and of course, everyone's favorite show of next year, Shaman King 2021. Talentless Nana is based off of a manga, and I heard a little bit about the end, and if you like this show, I feel like you would like the end.
I ended up liking this show. It started off and I was like, this is just My Hero Academia. They're just literally stealing
for
My
like
Hero Academia.
Half of the episode or so.
They're just stealing
exactly
My Hero Academia. And then it becomes like a murder thing. Our main character is just murdering people. I'm like, what the fuck? And that's what really got me into it. I was like, it's like a survival anime, except the main character who we're following isn't survivaling them. She's unsurvivaling them. She's killing them. And it was just kind of every week she'd pick a new. If it wasn't one episode, it'd be like maybe a 2-part episode.
Yeah, sure.
But she'd pick a classmate, and she's like, I'm gonna kill you, and she'd figure out how to kill them. And they all had powers, and all their powers are either really OP or super vague, and she had to figure out how to do it. And she herself has lied and told people that she can read minds. And they keep talking about these things called I think they're like villains of humanity or something like that. And it's like, man, there's villains of humanities out there. We got to fucking be careful. And she's using them as kind of like the boogeyman is killing all these people, right? But it's actually her. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like most weeks, it was just kind of, how is she going to get out of this kind of fucking problem now? There's another boy there who has the ability to not die. He's like,
It seems OP.
He's like immortal. But he's like really smart, and he's trying to figure out what happened to his sister, who also went to this island before he did. She's disappeared. And he's like onto like Nana's ass, but Nana's doing such a great job that like no one could even fathom that she's a bad guy. By the end of the first season, she's starting to like, she really befriends a character. This girl who like is really sweet, and she heals people. And I think it's episode like it's either 11. I don't know if there's 12 episodes, 12 or 13, but like the second to last episode, she has like a moment where she kind of comes to realization that, oh my God, I've become friends with this person and I can't kill them. Like I can't do it, even though that's what she's there for. And we're learning that she's been trained to do this. She feels guilty about her own parents' death, because she was told that they were killed by someone who had power. So she's out to get all these people. And then on the last episode, she goes to save this character that's going to be killed by another person who's also killing people on the island, and she saves him, and she dies. Like Nana dies, and then this character heals her, but her ability is to heal people. But every time she heals people, she loses like some of her like life force. Like she's like, oh, I'm taking years off my life. So she heals the fuck out of Nana, and then she dies. And I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking devastated. And then Nana is devastated. I was like, oh my God, we are devastated together. I liked it. Honestly, it doesn't look great. Like
I was just gonna ask about that. The first episode, it didn't really show off anybody using powers. Mm-hmm. So I had no idea how it was gonna wind up looking when the powers came into play. But it didn't look great. It just kind of looks like a knockoff My Hero without the Flash.
Yeah. There's some times where like the powers are kind of cool, but it's very reminiscent, the art style and like the design style is very reminiscent of like how to draw manga, 100 ways to draw eyes kind of thing. So it's like, it's not the prettiest looking thing. But it's a genre of manga, of anime that like I enjoy. And they made me care about characters, and the fact that she's turning kind of into like a good guy, maybe. It's just like, oh, maybe she's redeeming herself, because at first she's just a killing machine. I'm like, fucking down.
Yeah, what a fun change.
I was really just kind of like into like, oh, I want to see her get caught by the other guy. And then at a certain point, I was like, I don't want to see her get caught. I want to see her fucking kill everybody. And then I'm just like, man, I don't know what I want anymore. My emotions have gone through a roller coaster. Not that it's like written great, or that it's like that,
but it's just
by any means amazing. But all the things it does is good enough for me to enjoy it. And I think if I know people that like this kind of show, I'd recommend it to them. I feel like it's
an easy recommend. Yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, like, it's not a show that I feel like you would enjoy. There's nothing that I would think would ever sell you on watching this.
It's too bad.
But I enjoyed it. And I don't know how popular it is. I don't know if they'd get a second season. If it is open to more, because there's still kids that need to get got, or Nana needs to save something. I don't know what the situation is. But like I said, like, she's kind of at this fork in the road. Like, am I going to be a good guy or a bad guy?
Right.
Kind of thing. So I like the show. I'll recommend it to certain people. Yeah, that's it.
Sweet. Well, next up, I want you to tell me about Higurashi When They Cry, made by the Studio Passion. They've done Citrus, Interspecies Reviewers, and Wasteful Days of High School Girls. Higurashi When They Cry is it's an original remake.
Yeah, it's a weird vague thing, because this franchise is based off some video games / light novels. They've been mangas, they've been animes in the past. So when this first got announced, it was called Higurashi When They Cry New. That's like what and then after like a couple episodes, the people who were making it came out and said, hey, it's not a remake of the old Higurashi. It's kind of like its own thing. So they changed the new, and they added a different little name, like a prefix, the Japanese one. But on my Funimation end, it just still says Higurashi When They Cry New. But yeah, I didn't know what this was. it just kind of, it looks like old anime. It's, made now. It's got that nostalgic look to it. Where like we follow this boy who's in this like kind of this like country town, and he's new and he's making friends, and by the end of the first episode we have just like some uncomfortable moments with other girls, like they feel like eerie. Yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of curious to see what happens. And then the outro pops off with like blood and like there's like calendars, and I was just like, what is going on? So I'm like invested, or like at least interested. Intrigued, I guess is the proper word. And then it kind of turns into like, oh my god, there's some creepy vibes going on, and then we see him get like obliterated, like absolutely fucking murdered on episode 4. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then episode 5 comes in and none of that shit happened, and now we're doing like, it's back in time, we're doing the story again. I'm like, oh cool, this is some weird, like, it feels like a what's it called, like a light novel, or like a one of those horror games where you're like, hey, I'm going to choose to go see this person and talk to that person kind of thing. It just, that's the version. So we're 13 episodes in. We have gone through 3 other girls and their story arcs. I think we're going to finish the 4th girl and then probably like go back to the other girls again, like finish, because this is 2 cores, total 24 episodes. So we're probably going to visit them again and maybe do things differently a little bit. The first one was fucking brutal. He got stabbed like to shit. The second one wasn't brutal at all. Like he got locked up in a cell. The third one was bonkers. He got bashed in the head with the bat, and then he wrestles the bat away from the younger girl's uncle, and then beats the shit out of him and kills him. And every story arc ends with like him being in a hospital, only one of the friends coming to see him, and then eventually he's like, hey man, where are all my other friends? And they have to confess like, yeah dude, it sucks, but literally everybody else is dead, you're the only one that's alive. And he just like freaks out, and it just kind of restarts. So I don't know what this show is, but it's like, it's entertaining because it's like creepy and it's violent, and it's, I don't know, it's fun. It doesn't look great.
No,
and
this is more of a mid-season update, by the way. Isn't it still going?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I said, I don't think, but there's not, I feel like even at 24, there's not going to be like a resolution. I don't feel like there's really a plot. It's just like fucked up shit happens. I don't think there's a perfect run. I don't think he's going to be able to get them all the perfect toys and make them all happy, like have them all love him, like in the dating sims, sadly. But yeah, it's an interesting show. There are some lulls. I feel like the second arc, the second fucking life that he went through was kind of boring near the end of it, and this most recent one had like 2 or 3 episodes of them absolutely doing nothing but going and talking to people, like, let's talk to this person, now we're gonna talk to this person, person. It's just like, it felt very video gamey.
How excited are you about the second half of this show?
I'm excited, just because like I know that like we've got one more kid, and we've kind of seen some stuff that's up with her. I think she has like some sort of like spiritual vibes or something going on, like some extra worldly powers. Because she, like unlike the other girls, seems to have some sort of like conscious of that this stuff is kind of happening.
Okay.
So she'll snap out of her like, hey, she is a, I don't know, like a 9-year-old girl, 10-year-old girl, and then she'll snap out of it, and she's like super serious for a sec. It's like, yo, dude, you gotta fucking fix this. And she goes right back to who she was. It's like, so there's something up with her. And then after that, like after her story arc, I'm just kind of curious to see how else this guy can get absolutely fucking brutally murdered. Like, because there's 24 of them. I'm gonna continue to watch this show, for sure, just because. Why not? I like it. I don't think this is for everybody. I do think it's for like a very specific kind of person. If you watch the old Higurashi stuff, I think this is worth checking out. I've done a little bit of research, like to see what they look like, and visually they're really ugly because this shit's pretty old. So even though they look ugly now, trust me, they used to look way uglier. So yeah,
don't worry, guys. They looked worse. It's fine.
They looked worse. Maybe in 20 years from now they'll look decent, you know. That's it. I enjoyed the show, and I'm still enjoying the show. I'm going to finish it, but I don't think you would like this at all. So,
all right, good to know. Next show, Wondering Witch, Journey of Elena, made by C2C. They've done Hitori Bochi, Haruka Receive, World In. What do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? Based off of a light novel.
You love just adding that long ass title.
Anytime that there is a company involved that worked on that show, I will bring it up.
Make sure it's in there, yeah.
Yeah, that's where like titles were getting pretty ridiculous, and this one just went like full send into ridiculousness. Okay, so Wondering Witch, Journey of Elena. It started out, both of us were like, God damn, we did not expect to like it this much. And then I've been telling you every single week,
it's good, yeah.
You gotta watch more. It's good. And everything was really fantastic in it.
I can say without it, I watched this in two days. Like I was like,
yeah,
I watched a lot of it in one chunk, and I was like, I needed to go to bed and then watch it the next day. But I can say wholeheartedly, this show fucking rocks. Like it is really fucking good.
If you liked Kino's Journey, you will like this. I just feel like, and we talked about this before doing the podcast today. The last episode, it probably shouldn't have been the last episode.
Yeah.
So instead of going out with a bang, it just stayed consistent. Which isn't to say it was kind of a weaker episode, honestly.
It's like an episode I've seen in a lot of animes, like the trope of like seeing yourself with different personalities. It's like I've seen this happen in the past, and it's something I'm not a fan of anymore. I probably was when I was younger. I was like, that's so fucking funny. That one's a smart version, and this one's a dumb version.
There are shows that can do it well. I feel like there are a lot of cartoons and stuff that can still do this plot and do it well.
Yeah.
But man, it was no being John Malkovich. I'll tell you that much.
No.
Like,
I just feel like it's not that it was bad. It's just like it just shouldn't have been the last episode. It should have been one before. It could still be there. I just really was kind of disappointed that was how this show ended.
Okay, so getting into what this show is, you're following one character, Elena, who is the most beautiful, most talented, best witch that there's ever been, and she's so humble. She's the humblest witch, and she starts every episode by tooting her own horn like a motherfucker. She's like, yeah, dude, me, go me. I'm the best. Fuck yeah, that's why you're watching this show, because I'm the best, and I wrote an entire story about my life, and that's what this show is.
She sucks ass. Like I love how she. What was really funny is I didn't realize until maybe like 4 episodes in that she kept starting every episode with praising herself.
Yeah.
And then she would do just dumb shit or horrible things, and I was like looking over here, and I go, man, fuck her. She killed that entire civilization. They're fucked because of her.
My favorite thing about her, though, is that she's just a very, like, you know what? I'll just show up, I'll do my thing, and then I'm out. No ties. Just here to check out the world.
It's just, the thing is that, like, there's, like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 really heavy episodes.
Well, and that's what they tried to do with the last episode. They tried to tie it back to one of those really heavy episodes.
It just didn't really work. But the heavy episodes, like, when they come, I don't ever really expect them.
I know, because you're chilling and you're like, haha, it's an entire town where everyone has to tell the truth. So funny. Next episode, like, my entire life is a lie. I've killed everyone that I've ever cared about. I don't even remember it. I don't remember who I am. And then by the time she gets her memories back, she's like, I'm insane and I commit to it and fuck everyone. And I'm like, okay, well, come on, man.
No, dude, it's just fun because it's like, you never know what you're going to get.
Which is very Kino's Journey.
Yeah, very Kino's Journey. It's like when we were at Kino's Journey, we're like, this is a really fun show. Oh my God, oh my God, that girl's being sold into slavery? Kino's not even in this episode, and I'm upset. You know, kind of.
I'm just like crying. I'm like, "Fuck you, Kino's Journey." Wondering Witch didn't make me cry.
Kino's Journey. Oh, don't make me cry. Do this.
This was a more action-oriented show compared to Kino's Journey.
It was funnier. Like they actually they tried to put more jokes and more levity in it too than Kino's Journey.
They did a pretty good job. I'm 100% just comparing this to the most recent Kino's Journey, which is like something about beautiful world.
I'll look at it. Yeah, real quick to find the name.
I feel like they're both on the exact same level for me. Like one is not better than the other, but one is for sure better than the other at different things, if that makes sense. Like, I think Kino's Journey looked gorgeous, but Wondering Witch is a little bit more pretty. I liked the sound design of Wondering Witch more. I liked the characters and story in Kino's Journey more consistently. Wondering Witch, I wanted to see more of that world, but it wound up being pretty similar to the last thing. It was just like, oh, here's the shtick of this town. Where Kino's Journey, we truly did get to see so many different places, so many different kinds of stories. They stand on the exact same ground and are both fantastic shows. I don't think one's better than the other, but I do think that less people would be into one, or like, it does that mean like people will have a preference of what they like. Me personally, I think I like Kino's Journey a little bit more, but would I say it's a better show than Wondering Witch? No.
I think so. It is called Kino's Journey: The Beautiful World. I think what you're saying is valid. Like it makes sense. I personally like Kino's Journey more than this show. Do I think it's a better show? Visually, no. Like this show looks prettier. Sound design, that's something I never really fucking take into consideration. I like the stories in Kino's Journey more. Like I felt like that those were better than the stories here.
So much better. But
yeah, I mean but they're both really good. And I think one thing that just makes me also lean more towards Kino is that I've never really been a huge fan of like of wizards and witches. Like that's just something like, I'm just like I don't really fuck with. I just not really care for it. So
and I fuck with them hard,
but
I still support Kino's Journey more than Wondering Witch. So I don't know.
For Wondering Witch to be as good as it is and to be following a type in this world of things that not gonna really care about. Like when we play D&D, I don't ever think I'd ever want to play like a magic user just because like I don't really like that.
Yeah, it's just not your style.
This show has magic all throughout it, and like the main character is a witch, and she's like the best and the prettiest witch ever. And I still really fucking like the show. It's like really so fucking good. Yeah, I just thought it was so funny that no, not so funny. Something I didn't like. Here's one thing I didn't like about Wandering Witch, and is it spoilers? I just don't like the fact that I found out things before she did, kind of stuff. I was like, by episode 4, I'm just like, she keeps saying shit, and I go, you dumb bitch. I know who that is. Why don't you know who that is, kind of thing, And then there's like episode, I don't know, 8, it's probably like 7 or 8. She goes visits someplace that a book, something about a book, and I go, I know exactly what's going on. Why don't you know what's going on? And when I watch Kino, that never happened. Like, and there's similar like parallels. Like there's like people, Kino's fucking mentor. Like she has an episode in that fucking show or whatever, and I go, oh, I had no fucking clue what's going on. I'm so fucking confused. I'm so enthralled with all this. But in this one, I was like, I know what's going on. You can't fucking fool me. Why is this perfect witch so dumb? And at the end, she just goes. Her mentor goes, you know what's going on, and she goes, yeah, I know. I just rather not know, and I go, fine, whatever. That just doesn't. I didn't like that, but that's just me personally.
Like she is the smartest, most beautiful, most wonderful witch that there's ever been.
Why she's such a dumb bitch?
Existed. But yeah, definitely some parts of the show felt more exciting than others. And when you're able to predict the story, it's not as exciting.
The episode with the slave. You remember you talked to me about it in the past.
Shit.
That episode was really good. But was that also the same episode with like
it was the plant episode?
The plant. That was when that was the first remnants of me being like, the fuck? Like the plant was like, ugh.
Dude, I felt bad. Like that whole fucking episode made me feel so bad. What a good job, you guys.
She flies away. She flies away, trip, and it's like, and that's it. And I go, Sierra? And Sierra's like, yeah, I know. I was like, but, and Sierra's like, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. Like, but I know what she did. And she's like, yeah, but that's not going to make it in the book. I was like, that's fucking bullshit. I'm mad. It's a good show. It's a really good show. I would recommend this to like a lot of people. I recommend Kino's Journey to a lot of people.
Yeah, honestly, this and Kino's Journey are really easy watches because you could go in without knowing anything. It's low commitment. You could skip like 5 weeks of watching it, and then suddenly you're back on it, and hey, you didn't miss a thing because each episode is like its own self-contained episode, except for maybe a couple here and there. But
yeah, no, you could watch most of this out of order. I think I missed an episode, the episode where she trained someone, which is episode 2, by the way. I just went to episode 3. So when it got to episode, I think 5 or something,
you were like, "Who's this chick that's in love with
who
her?
the fuck's this bitch?" Yeah, and then Siri goes, "That's her apprentice, or the person that she helped." I was like, "What?" And I had to go back. I was like, "I guess I got to watch episode 2," which was a good episode. And then I go, "Okay, this makes sense." But if I hadn't, it really wouldn't have mattered. You know, because
like
they do a
4 to 5 episodes in a row at the beginning there, and then it lost its luster at a certain point, and it started just kind of giving us softball episodes, you know.
And then it came back, and I was just like, "Hey, you want to see some fucked up shit? You want to go to the fucking past?" I was like
okay,
yeah,
dude. No, that whole episode had me so worried. It was like, I don't have magic. Put on this ring. And I'm like, I don't know if you want to put on that ring, dude.
Yeah, I was like, she's gonna steal your fucking magic. She's gonna leave you in the past. When she eventually gets back, you know, from the past, or whatever, and she like runs away. I go, "You forgot your money. You went through all of this, and you're gonna pick up your sack of gold." And I was just like,
not worth it.
Damn. I would have gone back. I would have picked up this. I go like, "Fuck this. I went through something traumatic, and I need to get paid. Goodbye."
What a fantastic episode. Anyways,
yeah.
Everyone should go and check out Wondering Witch Journey of Elena. It's pretty incredible. So,
right.
Next up, Hypnosis Mike, Division Rap Battle Rhyme Anima, made by A1 Pictures, who's done Sword Art Online, Your Lie in April, and Erased. This is one of those things that the origins are kind of unclear. Feels like it should be some kind of a game, dating sim type thing, but I don't really know. The whole point of the show is hot boys doing hot raps. So they're rapping at each other in these groups, and each time that they rap, they do attacks, a la Scott Pilgrim kind of style, you know? Yeah, they're all different characters that have different styles of rap. Some of them like to go for the like, "Yeah, we're better than you. You guys suck" kind of style. Other ones go for, "Look at my boys. Aren't they great? My boys are so good at raps, and I love my boys." So like it has all these different things. And then different people have special abilities and powers, and the leaders have certain abilities, and all this different stuff's going on. Turns out that the plot of the show doesn't goddamn matter. It's so stylish. It's over the top, ridiculous with all of its raps. It's goofy, and I'm just going to tell you about the end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm never going to watch this. After watching an episode, I'm like, you know what? I see what is fun about this. But I don't care. I know it's not going to matter is the thing. It's like it does. No. That's not the point of the show.
So the beginning of it, we're just like learning who each group is. Each group gets like an episode to show off who they are, and there are like some other characters that are shown here and there. Turns out that they all enter this like rap battle thing that's hosted by the government. People in this world do not have weapons. Like nobody has guns or anything like that. And for some reason, they have powers from rapping where they can hurt each other. So like all of the police forces will show up in their like riot gear with microphones, and it looks really stupid. And I love that. But they finally get to the competition. They're all going up against each other, and there's a winner after everything. And I'll spoil it because who cares? It's just fun to watch. The guy who wins is the doctor. His power is healing. So his homies get absolutely blasted, and he brings them back up. And with that extra wave of energy, they're able to take down the other team, and they win. And for winning, they get like whatever the fuck. They're just like escorted in this room, and there's somebody who was given like hypnosis mic that turns off other people's powers, so they could just pretty much win instantly. He didn't use it because he's a good boy. But then it gets brought up later, and then they're like being like all of them are told they're too strong to have that kind of a power, so they're essentially like arrested for being so strong. And these rap mercenaries are hired by the government to take out these teams, and pretty quickly they're like, "Nah, fuck that. You guys are messed up, Mr. Government. We're gonna fight y'all." So they take the chick down that was trying to stop all of this from happening, and they all get to have. Actually, this is like the sickest finale of the season, which blew me away, because you have the entire group. They're all like split up. They've been like beaten to shit from somebody else's rap, but the leaders aren't going down. So the leaders all get together and they form a 4-person rap group to go up against the government and fight them. And as they're doing it, all of their homies come in, and then we're just doing a reprised version of the whole intro song. So we're getting to see each of them featured and say similar things to what they say in the intro song. It was just really fucking hype. And I haven't felt that way about a show in a long time, to where I didn't care about pretty much anything that happened. It was fine. I checked out during the show for the most part. But then that finale of like all the characters being there and rapping together as like boys that are all like, yeah, man, we support each other. We're doing good raps together. We're going to inspire the people, and we're going to be cool. That was pretty much it. It was really cool for a finale.
Yep.
And I guess I don't have much else to say about it. It looked styling. Right. I was into it.
Yeah. It did look nice, but not for me.
Next up, Assault Lily Bouquet, made by the studio Shaft. They've done Madoka Magica, March Comes In Like a Lion, and the Monogatari series. Assault Lily Bouquet is based off of a line of figures, we found out. And they're pretty dope figures. Mostly, that's why I watched this show, is because I really liked the character designs being just cute girls that have these giant kick-ass weapons. People mostly watch the show because it's got like a lot of thigh shots, I guess. Anytime I see anybody talk about the show online, they're just like, dude, those thighs though. So yeah, which pretty much just goes to show that as I kept watching it, this show got less and less interesting to me. And every once in a while they would be like, oh, here's kind of a cool thing. And I would go, oh yeah, give me some more of that. And they go, whatever.
Yeah, here's some more thighs.
Last episode happened and I don't know. They did. I think I talked about this earlier on. There was a cool moment in an episode where they realized they're able to like charge up some powerful attack and then throw that charged power attack to another person's weapon. They catch it with their weapon and then they power it up with theirs and they fling it to another person. And it feels like that scene in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children where everyone's throwing Cloud up into the sky so we could go and destroy an asteroid or whatever. It feels like that, to where everyone's being a part of it, but then it comes down to the last two people to grab it with both of their weapons at the same time and throw it and finish their attack. They essentially do that in the end, but in like a little bit cooler of a sequence, and their like weapons are being destroyed as they're passing it to one another. And they go and they fight this thing with this special weapon, and the weapon's at the bottom of the ocean, and they win, and everyone's happy, and everything's fine. Cool. Who cares? Who cares? This is a big who cares show. It was just a way for them to advertise their figures, which they did a pretty good job. I mean, I still want to get figures.
Yeah,
didn't really care about the show, but they're cool weapons. I mean, what's cooler than brass knuckles at the end of a giant pole that can like power up some kind of like a chi blast to send from one another? Nothing.
That's like nothing is cooler than that. Yeah, it's the coolest thing I've ever fucking heard.
But yeah, it's a bunch of like girls that are dressed up as maids, which was weird. And I was like, maybe they'll explain it. And then, you know, it wasn't it wasn't a part of the show where you could be like, oh yeah, magical girls, you know, they look like magical girls. So that makes sense. You're like, sure, whatever. I don't really give a shit. This one, yeah, I didn't like a lot of their reasoning for anything. I didn't really care about many of the characters. It's difficult to do ensemble cast shows like this and make you significantly care about everyone because they had so many different people. It's like you had your main two characters, and then they're a part of like a group of 10 characters, and then there's also another 30 characters. I'm like, all right, come on, guys. But yeah, it was rad. It was okay. I don't know who I would recommend that one to. If you're looking for cute girls doing rad shit, I guess.
If you like thighs, I mean, this is the show for you.
Definitely, if you like
check
thighs
out them
or like
thighs.
French maid stuff, this is going to be a weird little fetish show for you. I learned something recently about this next show we're going to talk about. Sleepy Princess and the Demon Castle, made by Doga Kobo. They've done Plastic Memories, Himoto Umaru-chan, and Gabriel Dropout. It's based off of a manga. Mm-hmm. Well, apparently Sleepy Princess has done a little bit of some crossover episodes into other things in manga. I thought that was interesting that she's just showing up to other
people's mangas.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah,
what the fuck are you talking about here? So people were pretty stoked to see that she was showing up in fucking, I actually don't remember. I just read about it today. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. She's showing up in other stuff, and I just thought that was fun. Because, Sleepy Princess and Demon Castle is all about the Sleepy Princess being kidnapped by the Demon King, and she has to stay in that castle until she's rescued by the hero. And secretly, between you and me, the hero is being trained, and that's what this whole purpose is. For him to become strong enough to actually rescue her from a real rescue situation. But of course, all the good people of the regular town can't know any of that. So it's all like just a big secret. It's dumb. It's fun.
But that doesn't matter really for the show, right?
No.
It's like
the show is just very Doga Kobo. Like they have that really clean style that's so specific for whatever show they're doing at that moment. So this is very cartoony because it has so many different demons that look just like these cute little things here and there. There are dudes made of tires. There's like ghosts made of sheets. There's some harpies and like mummies and like, just like regular monster kind of stuff going on. And the whole point of the show is every episode she wants to get a good night's rest, but she's in this demon castle and she doesn't have the best bed or pillow or comforter or like whatever. So she just keeps finding all these different reasons to go out, escape, which is not hard for her. And like very quickly, they just wind up going, yeah, she's around, whatever. We just let her do what she's got to do. And it's
she'll
a really
get saved
fun
eventually.
Time. Yeah. Finally, the last episode is she needs, I think it was she wants a specific underwear that she had back at home. And they're like, well, we can't get that for you. And she's like, well, I'll go get it myself then. And they're like, okay, hang on. So then they all like go to her old place and they sneak into her bedroom and steal it. And it's a whole thing. It's fucking
It's a
great,
panty
dude.
raid. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a panty raid so that she could get her own underwear back. And they get caught. So instead, she like takes somebody else who's about her same size and looks kind of like her. And they make her go up in front of the entire like domain and say like, hey, I'm back. Sorry, I've been gone. And then they like capture her and get out of there. And she's like, that was close. They almost thought that I was back. Like, it's just over the top and stupid and so much fun. So seeing every part of the process of her doing things is fantastic. And then, of course, the big reveal at the end, which I'll go ahead and spoil now. Every time that she does something well, it'll pop up like a cooking mama. Congratulations. Like, you did it. Like, excellent job. Whatever. And somebody voices over and says whatever the thing is for that episode. It's her mom the whole time. Her mom supporting her and being really hardworking and killing a bunch of demons in order to go to sleep.
I was kind of hoping it was gonna zoom out and it's just like a Japanese kid playing a video game. It's like,
nah.
Nice, I nailed it.
Nah. Yeah, turns out it's a little different. Hella fun show. I loved it. This is just it's a fun little slice of life, dumbass Doga Kobo cute thing. It's solid. The music's also really good in this show. Like it makes the show feel like it is in like a goofy ass demon castle. And they very much drive that home. I like it, man. I just like the show a lot. I had a really good time with it. I'm surprised at how much I liked it. Solid like 8 out of 10. I'll just go ahead and say it. I had a super fun time. Shouldn't have had as much fun as I had.
From what I watched, I did enjoy it, and the bits you described to me did seem like, like a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe one day I'll go around and watch Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle.
I mean, you probably won't, but if you ever do, I do think you would have a pretty good time with most of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you would also be like, "That's dumb. Why are they doing this?" But then you would be laughing.
But this is also
because it doesn't matter.
This is also a dumb show, right? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Shows that are serious and do dumb things. Like, why are you fucking doing dumb things?
Right.
You being dumb.
Instead, when she comes across Hypno and she's like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm just sleeping." And she's like, "You could sleep better this way." "Oh, let me try to do that." And he's like, "She's a natural." And then they just become friends because of that. Like, I love that. It's fucking fun.
That is funny.
And she keeps taking advantage of other people. They're like, oh, I want to be friends with the princess. I think that would be so cool. I don't have any friends like my age, and we're the same age. Which, by the way, I have no idea how old she is. Like, she acts like a tiny-ass child, and they're like, hey, what's your deal, you tiny little kid? And she's like, how old do you think I am? And then they never say, and she never says. But it's implied that she's like a full-grown adult. But I don't have any idea if she is. It's just a whole weird thing.
Maybe that's why she's not as helpless. She's like, fuck it, whatever. I'll sleep where I want to sleep.
Yeah.
Good, man. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Let's wrap things up with Jujutsu Kaisen, made by the studio MAPPA. Jujutsu Kaisen's based off of a manga, and it's kind of like Crunchyroll's hyped up show of the season, I think.
Yeah. It's their new shonen, right? Their last big shonen was God of High School. I'm trying to remember what the fuck the last thing was come out. So like, yeah, it feels like this is their new thing that they're really pushing. And this is again one of those shows that it feels more like a mid-season wrap up because it's 2 core, so there's still another half to go. And I didn't watch all 12 episodes. I think I stopped at 11. I was like, you know what? Doesn't really matter. But you watched all 12. And I think I feel, because you've been keeping me posted on this. 13?
Yeah.
You've been keeping me posted on this about how you felt about it. And after watching as much as I watched, I feel like I agree a lot with you that this is a good shonen when it comes to like seeing a lot of dope fights, some sick ass animation. But I personally also really haven't connected to many of the characters. Some of them feel really outlandish. Some of them feel more down to earth. And I just don't. I could give 2 shits as to like who lives and who dies.
And it sucks, man, because I feel like there's so much potential to this story and these characters in this world. But I'm not seeing that in the first half. I'm not seeing anything that's going to keep me really driven. I do think that I am going to finish up the season just because I'm already 13 in. Let's do it, boys. We got another 13 in us or whatever. All right, I'm down. But like, I'm going into it way less committed than most shows at this point. You know?
I think I'd like to finish it too, just to say, hey, I finished the first season. Whether they come out the second season, I'll have to wait and see whether I'm down to watch the second season. But yeah, I'm really just there to see people punch the shit of each other and do some crazy magic shit, I guess. Exorcism shit. What are they? They fight
Jujutsu
curses, right? Whatever, like they're Jujutsu sorcerers and they fight evil curses.
Yeah.
For a while, like I was watching, I'm like, demons, spirits, ghosts.
Well,
I was like trying to.
There are like demons and stuff, and they're like curses.
It's a lot.
Demons are like human versions of like they're like corrupted humans, or I don't know, some bullshit like that.
I just think that the part it lacks the most in is the characters. Like there's interesting characters, like they're fun characters. Like there's a fighting talking panda. There's a dude that only speaks in fucking salmon rolls.
Yeah, he can only talk about food. He can only say food.
A specific food ingredients, and if he actually speaks, he just tears shit up.
Yeah, isn't it like ingredients to
a
sushi?
Salmon bowl or something like that? It's a specific dish. I remember it being because he only says like he'll say salmon, he'll say rice, he'll say like bonito flakes, and seaweed. Like he doesn't say more than those combination of words. And then he said one other thing, and then like it blew someone away. But yeah, like those are fun ideas, I guess, like as characters. But as a whole, like I don't really care. The team, the trio of like the first years, right?
Yeah. I'm the most into them, but they kind of disappear after a few episodes.
Yeah, they just get broken up. I feel like the mechanic for shonen is to have a team of 3, like Naruto, fucking My Hero, like
Attack on Titan.
You bunch them into 3s and stuff. This when it comes to bunches of 3s, this is really low on the totem pole of people that I care about. Like. It is what it is. I really like the dude that can stop all time, I guess, or he moves infinity around him. The dude with the bandana around his eye, just because he's hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Whenever he takes off his fucking thing and his hair comes down and his eyes be looking the way they look, I'm like, whoo,
dude, baby, don't even get me. Ooh.
Sarah was watching me watch an episode and I was like,
She's like, this guy looks dumb. It's like he's like edgier Kakashi. I was like, yeah.
Shut the fuck up. You don't know how hot he is right now.
I was like, yeah, seriously. Like, but he's like super hot. She's like, really? I was like, yeah. How hot? And it's like, I have to show you. So then I went to the episode
he's
before.
The hottest character ever created.
Sierra agrees.
Yeah.
Super fucking hunk, dude.
Oh, he's gorgeous. The second that I saw his eyes, I was done,
sold.
man. I was
like,
done.
Take me away, Lord. Yeah, man. I feel the same way with you. Like this show could be a lot better, and it's not. But it does really good things, like really good fights and really good animation. So I'll watch it for that. I also really like the outro. I think it's really fun.
Shit, dude. The intro and outro are incredible. But the end outro, our sexiest man has so much swagger. I can't handle it.
The dance moves are just killer. The animation's fun. It uses personality and character, which the show really doesn't, but the outro does. And the song is fun. I really like it, man. The outro, which I would recommend this to people who like shonens, right?
It's pretty much just another shonen. So if you're really into those beautiful, gorgeously animated fights, this is the show for you. But at this point, we're not getting the character depth that we needed. And I mentioned this to you before, that there's a kid that gets introduced like halfway into the show, and they try to make the first half of the first season kind of like he's supposed to be a big deal. His whole character arc is supposed to be a big deal. I don't care. And I'm just going to spoil it. Motherfucker dies and I feel nothing. I feel nothing.
Yeah. When he died, I was just like, wow. Okay, so... And then he's back. I go, okay, cool. He's back. So, like that just... It was just... Yeah, it didn't do much.
Like... I don't know. Crunchyroll's been doing a lot of like big shonen type things lately, advertising them heavily. So Jujutsu Kaisen, The God of High School, and Tower of God. And I feel like it's just been slowly going downhill,
I mean, yeah, I guess in your opinion, because I still really like Tower of God and I really like God of High School.
But what I'm saying is Tower of God, oh, dude, I love it.
Way up there, yeah.
And then below that, God of High School, because I feel like they rushed a lot. And it turns out that the publisher did rush a lot, said like, do this amount of chapters. So they could have slowed down, but it's because of the publisher that they had to do so many.
Wanted to get a certain point, yeah.
Because I still, I want to like God of High School. I'm just kind of done with it. And then Jujutsu Kaisen like falls way below for me.
Yeah, but they got a panda that talks, so I'm in.
And he's the same voice actor as our boy from Steins Gate.
Ooh, shut your whore mouth. This is the best show of the season. That is Instagram podcast stance. No, I take that one away. I take that one away.
What do you want to make the show of the season? What's your do not miss out on this of the season?
Okay, well, obviously
we'll say Haikyuu like already been done. It's out.
Yeah, we can't do that one.
I mean, same reason that I didn't talk about Digimon. Digimon's going on forever. It's like, who gives a shit? Every week you hear me go,
Yeah. I guess I would say, maybe Wandering Witch, Journey of Elena, just because I don't know, it's just a really good show. Even though I'm not a big fan of the way the last episode was, Adachi and Shimamura is also way up there. But I think it goes Wandering Witch, Adachi, and then maybe Akadama Drive, just personally for me. And then it goes to my like personal like garbage shows like in Higurashi When They Cry, Talentless Nana, like fucking cat and dog show. Like
I think I'm with you on that. I think those are the best top three: Wandering Witch, and then Adachi and Shimamura, and then Akudama Drive. All clearly for different reasons, but they are all fantastic shows that are all getting their ass kicked by Attack on Titan right now. So,
every week it's just like, oh, cool, gotta watch these shows.
And that's something really that a lot of people have kind of been talking about. Attack on Titan is just you can't compete.
Everything.
It's not fair. Every year that Attack on Titan has a new season, it breaks records. And
it's the sun. It's what it is. Yeah. Everything revolves around it. Doesn't matter. And if you don't like that, fucking get over it.
Who cares? That's just what it is. Show. If you like anime and you don't like Attack on Titan, I guess you just don't like anime. Thank you guys so much for listening this week.
I guess the only solace you can take is that this is the final season. Eventually, people will forget about it, and people won't be talking about it as much on the internet. So you can be like, cool, now people can shut the fuck about how great the show is. It is a great show. People will be talking about it for a long time. Kind of the same way people talk about like fucking Cowboy Bebop. Like it's like one of those shows that's like, oh, it's timeless, right? That this is Attack on Titan to do that.
It's just
get used to it.
God, it's
you know,
so
get
good.
used to it. But yeah, at least takes all. This is it. The manga's ending also, so you can stop fucking complaining. It's a great show. I'm super excited for next season of anime. I think I'm also super excited for maybe Crunchyroll taking back the fucking belt when it comes to having shit,
dude,
as opposed to Funimation.
We will find out. I don't know, because at this point it's
Sony,
too early.
Sony, yeah, because we don't know.
Sony's doing a lot of stuff now, so Sony's going to come out on top. I can tell you that much without a doubt.
Yeah, they're going to win. Okay, so
one thing before we end this, I did find out one of the things that Sleepy Princess has been in. And the reason I couldn't remember is I'm like, it aired this season, but like, was it one that we watched? Tonikawa Over the Moon for You. That's the show, about the guy who instantly falls in love and marries
that girl.
that chick. Apparently, there's a lot of mystery behind the show. And people are curious about stuff, but the way that it's done is it like sprinkles in little pieces of lore here and there, but it never actually tells you what you're looking for.
Anything. Yeah, it's the Steven Universe of it. You know, it's like, the fuck's going on? They're going to sing a song again. There they go.
Yeah, and somebody said no one besides Hata Sensei knows the answer to what happened with Tsukasa's origins. As of right now, the manga has plenty of answers, such as what would happen if Nasa and Tsukasa were visited by Suya from Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for listening, watching. We stream this every week, as well as have the podcast out.
So usually what we do after this is the preview for next season anime.
Well, usually there's like a week in between, maybe 2 weeks. So it seems like everything's pretty delayed right now.
Yeah, we'll have an episode. We'll have an episode for you guys out next week. We don't know the topic is yet, but yeah, get ready for the preview. It's going to be a lot of shows that we're actually really excited for, and hopefully they fucking just bring it, because we know what Attack on Titan is. Gets to fucking eat shit. It's a great show. Thanks for listening. But that's it. I'm pretty much done for the pod. That's it. That's the last one of the year, right?
Yeah, that's the last of the year. But
get fucked 2020.
What holiday are we celebrating for our next episode?
New Year's Day. I don't fucking know.
This is our New Year's episode. Oh yeah, it's your brother's birthday podcast episode. So happy birthday to our friend Jose, friend of the podcast.
His birthday will be. Let's see, because what day is it today? We'll be recording on his birthday.
See you guys for his birthday.
On Tuesday? No, because we're moving to Wednesdays.
It's all up to you, man. I mean, regardless, we'll celebrate it.
We'll celebrate his birthday. Yeah, we'll figure out something to do. Okay. Thanks for listening, guys. This is if you like our theme song, check out Tom Nassar on SoundCloud and YouTube. Trip, where can people find us?
You can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instagram Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Instagram Podcast. If you want to tweet at us, tweet at InstantRamenPod.
Podcast Benefit.
And you can shoot us an email, instagrampodcast@gmail.com. Like I said, we always stream this when we're recording the episodes, so you can tune in. Sometime between 8 and 9 usually is when we start, Pacific Standard Time on twitch.tv/Crispather. And thank you once again. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, this is about for one.
See you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.